Could be a cracking game, this. The Bombers to the left and West Coast to the right. Full house at Windy Hill. First kick will go to Dwayne Lamb, who's played 91 of the 99 games that this club has played. This is a 100th game for West Coast. It's a magnificent achievement. He goes to Sumich at full forward. Corey Young in attack, and he'll get a free kick.
Well, they certainly zipped up the West Coast. You see the way they're first in under the ball. Long giving away that first free kick. And there's Young. Had about 6 games at Richmond. A nuggety fellow, a goer. Mowgli in the VFA.
Izard over the top of him there. So Young from 35 metres out. Drop punt. Kicks it well and kicks it straight through for a goal. Well, they're pumped up, Don, and Young gets the first. It's a goal to nothing.
Yes, I was interested in the enthusiasm displayed. The guys, the West Coast guys, all ran over as soon as he'd kicked that goal. There's not much reaction here for the West Coast, so they're taking on Essendon as well as a crowd, and that is a good kick. It's not a long ground here at Essendon, but it's that one from about 45 metres out.
Back to the centre of the ground. A great start by the West Coast. Former Richmond player Corey Young was the man who set them alight. That's Turnbull towards centre wing. Peter Matera. Oh, look at that explosive speed. The short one is on. Oh, that is beautiful football. Champagne football. Great lead by Sumich. Peter Sumich. Look at this kick, Don.
Matera, a very, very quick player.
Well, Sumich has missed a lot of shots for goal this year. Often runs out to the left, and typical left footer, the big hook shots. Now let's watch this one. Bit of a blue going on, but we'll keep the eye on Sumich. It's a low trajectory kick. Did it sneak in for a goal? Yes, it did. What a start to the West Coast. 2 goals straight.
Well, he's got a very unorthodox kicking style. The way that ball came off the boot that time was not classical. Look, the bent leg, look at the ball spinning. Not a good kick, but very, very direct.
Almost anticlimactic here. Nobody roaring at all because West Coast has kicked 2 goals in the first 2 minutes. Anderson, unlucky there, was going to get the footy, and Matera takes advantage of it. Umpire got in his road. The handball out wide, looking for Waterman. Still with Waterman. Left foot. Izard underneath. It goes out on the full anyway. Young gives him a little shove, and Izard didn't like it at all.
Well, Corey Young had a reputation at Richmond, particularly in the under-19s. He was a fiery little customer, Bruce.
Somerville, the big fly. Quick kick by Bailey to the space. Hart. Long tried to trap it. Anderson, a quick kick away. Turley, or Mainwaring, I should say, has been one of the champs. Salmon should take it, and the big man misses it. Pressure on Hamilton. Turley, caught. Bailey, tough in the trenches here. High one. Somerville sets himself. Over the back goes Turnbull.
Yes, a punch down by Turnbull. He interfered with Somerville. On it goes to Buick. Buick to Bailey. Bailey coming through the centre. A wobbly kick. Guy McKenna tries to tap it. It's a loose ball at half-back as Lockyer tries to knock it on. Essendon valiantly trying to get it out. Turnbull's in after it. There's O'Donnell. Cleverly to Buick. Well done by the Bombers. Buick to half-forward. The mark is dropped. McKenna dives on top of it. Lewis in turn. Oh, they're desperate, the West Coast. As we see the hand pass come across to Peter Matera. And Matera to centre wing. Chris Daniher, a good, strong mark. Irving was the man who gave that original hand pass. There's the kick. Comes to Harvey. Harvey, a wobbly one to the half-forward line. Players try and punch it away. Lewis, the receiver. Lewis, captain of the West Coast for today. A wobbly one to half-forward. Hines waits underneath it. This is Izard. Tapping on to Kranzberg, and away go the Bombers, and this will be Spawn. No, he gets a bad bounce.
Kranzberg mops up to Izard. Lewis resisted the temptation to down him. Madden, Lockyer.
He's being held.
Gets a free kick, Don.
Yes, he was being held. You can see that. Lockyer holding on to Madden, restricting him in his run to the ball.
356 games and 538 goals, a club record. Goes short. Harvey. Burns tries to crash his way through. The West Coast tackling has been outstanding, as it's been all year. Anderson on his wrong side, sweeps it to Bailey. Bailey from 45 metres, a poor kick. Kicks it out on the full.
West Coast really putting this Essendon side under a lot of pressure. You can see there Bailey really should have scored. He wasn't that far out. Some of the handball a little astray from Essendon, and that's an indication that they're really being hammered in this early stage by the West Coast.
David Hart, one of the many quick players in this West Coast team, 27 years of age, so he's been around a while, but he's a very, very good player. The kick to the half-back line, Somerville's the flyer. He flew with Salmon. The brilliant Chris Lewis takes the ball. Kicks wide. Oh, good mark to Turley.
Somerville should have punched that ball earlier, Peter. He tried to mark from behind.
A lot of good medium-sized players, the West Coast. Lewis receives from Turley. Lewis to half forward. Out comes Young. This is Izard. Loses the run of the ball. Young in after it again. Bailey's there for the Bombers, and the umpire will come in and bounce.
That centre pitch area, you can see there the different colour in the turf. Very hard, and it is very difficult to maintain your footing.
By Chris Mitchell on screen. Great start to the West Coast. 2 goals straight. Essendon yet to score. That could have been a ruck infringement then. Umpire calls play on. Punched by Anderson. The hurry kick was by Turnbull to the half-forward line. Tapped on by Langdon was good play. Sumich was grabbed. Sumich was held. Good umpiring by Chris Mitchell to see that. Be a free kick to Sumich from 30 metres.
Well, you can see there Sumich indicating to the umpire. He really did draw the umpire's attention to his plight by throwing up the arms. Chris Mitchell directly in front saw the infringement.
Terrific start by the West Coast as Sumich lines up for their third. His personal tally will be 2 if he kicks it directly in front. Peter Sumich, beautiful kicking style right through the middle. 2 goals to Sumich, 3 goals to the West Coast. Essendon yet to score.
Well, he has kicked a bag full on a couple of occasions. The bag being 8 goals on one occasion and 7 the other. Being dragged down there by Anthony Daniher, Peter Sumich. Certainly is a good player up at full forward, and rewards of work of the fellows further down the ground.
Plenty happening off the ball here. A lot of aggro in this game, and West Coast have got the score on the board. 18-0 early on. A sensational start by them. Hines tries to barge through a pack. Spawn or Hurd caught by Turnbull, who started very well at centre half back. Like the look of him. Hines to Mainwaring. High left footer. Sumich and Daniher. Langdon caught, gone, holding it. Free kick, Hamilton. Big query on whether Langdon will play or not today. Gee, the rumours were rife when we got to the ground about Salmon and Langdon. It was like a grand final, wasn't it?
And what made it difficult was the fact the reserves were not playing for Essendon, so we were all in a quandary as to actually what was going to happen.
Hamilton's kick not strong. Lamb just soaks that one up at half forward.
Well, he's been a great player ever since the West Coast came into the competition, Dwayne Lamb. One of those unheralded players who plays well every week. A nice kick too, up to the full forward. Chance for Heady. Oh, brilliant mark. Oh, that's memories of Royce Hart, the former Richmond champ, coming across the face of the pack, and a very, very good mark.
Well, this guy here is class with a capital C. Look at that. And the other thing about him is he is prepared to work. He's really worked on his body and his fitness. He's a fitness fanatic.
Well, here he is from 10 metres directly in front. The 4th goal should come up here to the West Coast. Bang! Kicks it hard. Goal. What a start to the West Coast. 4 goals straight. Essendon yet to score.
Yes, and their enthusiasm was evident right from the start. When that free kick against Long, I think it was to Lamb in the centre of the ground. Lamb was prepared to put himself in front. And the West Coast guys have certainly gone about it. They've followed on from that example. Chris Daniher's got the big job on Heady.
Well, that footy was lost. Another one coming out. Peter Cameron just giving it a bit of a rub to get it a touch dirty as Madden gets himself ready. against Irving. They're really looking down the barrel here, Essendon. Shades of 1989 here, reversed when they kicked 25-1. Lamb, they're just so good in the centre square, the Eagles. They've been winning it all the time. This time O'Donnell gets it forward.
Yes, there was a push out. Harvey in front of Waterman. It's good to see the umpires now starting to wake up to what's going on off the ball.
Well, Salmon should be his target, Don. All the goals here. 55 metres out. Drop punt to the square. Salmon got there. Lockyer, chance for Flood. Left foot snap. And Essendon on the board, but it's a minor one. So 1-24.
West Coast seem to be congregating, playing the huddle. Tira out wide and Mainwaring wide.
It's the kick from Lockyer to the half-back line. No mark to Turnbull. Sock it away. That's a free kick. It should have been to Turley, and it is. He was held, and that could be... No, it's not 50.
Might be reversed. He certainly tempted fate on that occasion, Turley.
Craig Turley, one of those medium-sized players. They've got plenty of them, this West Coast side, with tons of talent. Malcolm Blight said they can all run, they can all kick, they can all mark. So... as the ball's forced over the line, there's Peter Kransberg, former West Australian himself. Hines versus Madden. Madden, the big left arm goes up the ball tower. Brilliant play, Lewis. Matera tries to beat the tackle. He doesn't do so. Here's Hardy with pinged for holding the ball. So it'll be a free kick at half-back with Izzard. Chris Lewis probably should have kicked that when he was...
Now, Izzard started in the back pocket on Corey Young. He looks as if he's on the ball. Shane Hurd has gone back into the back pocket on Corey Young.
With Mark the Madden on centre wing. Slow to get it moving, the short one. He's looking for Anderson, who will beat him over the line, so not good play that by the Bombers.
Maybe Matera shouldn't have called for the handball, Peter, because Lewis was definitely in the better spot.
Izzard might have gone into the centre on Chris Lewis.
So lots of changes here, Don. Turley from Somerville. Good kick by Turley, gets some distance. Wilson will take a fly like he loves to. Free kick to Madden. Over the shoulder in the end. The first movement was okay. Fight off the field between Young and Hurd. They're at it. Well, Peter McKenna alluded to that a moment ago. And they're into it, Young and Hurd. Have a look at this.
Well, as soon as Hurd went down there, he pushed Corey Young in the back.
Buick with a little one to Izzard. Lewis to try and run him down. Izzard takes him on. Left foot kick. Free kick West Coast. And the Bombers look rattled here. They really do, don't they?
This is Waterman. And I'll tell you what, the umpires are paying the man going in for the ball, which is great to see. There's Salmon. Oh, brilliant mark by Salmon, running back with the fly. And good to see the umpires really looking after the man. Kind of long, couldn't take that one. This is Lamb. Right out to centre wing, Anthony Daniher and Subic. Look at them, right out on the wing. Daniher races after it. Subic in after him. Ooh. Well done by Daniher to O'Donnell. O'Donnell going short. The lead is on. Harvey brought the ground. That could be a free kick to Harvey. Umpire.
No, I agree with the umpire on that occasion. He had control of it, Harvey.
Ooh, I thought it was into his back, but still. There's Waterman from centre wing. Oh, kicks wide. Hines on a good lead in front of Kransberg. Wants to play on. He does. This is Turley. Or was it Mainwaring? It was Mainwaring to the half-forward line. Spawn, ex-South Australian, comes away with the ball. And Kieran Spawn will kick long to the half-forward line. There's the option of two. Somerville drops the mark. Immediately gives it back to Harvey. Harvey hooks it around the corner. A high floater to the forward line. Salmon's got two to beat. It's fisted away by Lockyer. Essendon players try and crash their way through. The kick towards goal. Socked and hit the post. And that original kick, I think, came from Flood.
Long.
There's Michael Long.
Yes, going into the post there, and maybe the fence as well. Might have got his foot to it in the end, Peter, but certainly it was Flood's first touch.
Harvey also hurt his shoulder after he was tackled by Waterman too, but he seems to be all right.
Gee, won't Kevin Sheedy be hoping Long's all right with his long list of injuries?
I think he's their #1 player, Long, at the moment.
Lockyer short to Lamb. Lamb to Mainwaring at centre wing. Madden tries to run him down. Hines, who's fitted in beautifully, the ex-Port Adelaide. Not a good handball that time. Kransberg. O'Donnell, who's had a few touches, to centre half forward.
Down.
No free kick up the field. And a free kick to West Coast, and the Bomber supporters don't like it.
They should have been played down the ground.
And there was Corey Young putting that Essendon player down again, Bruce.
Turnbull goes short to Irving. He's got Hart outside him if he wants him. Decides to play on. Good kick by the big man. And Heady should have taken it. Free kick against Sumich for shepherding, and he doesn't like it one bit.
Little bit stiff. Daniher, and a 50 metres against Sumich. Peter Cameron's got him in the gun there. He must have mouthed up or run across the mark. And he's still going on Peter Sumich. Not happy about that at all. And his opponent, Anthony Daniher, poor kick. Straight to the main
three West Coast Eagles because Flood was leading in that direction. He tried to get it to Flood, but it was cut out by 3 West Coast.
Number 47 is Mitchell White for the West Coast. It's on centre wing. Gary O'Donnell to the half-forward line. Salmon versus Lockyer. Oh, look at the skills of Salmon for such a big man. The short one is on. Michael Long can't take the mark. But he butters up and grabs it again and kicks it to the pocket. Lumbering after it is Dean Irving, and it beats him over the line. Forward pocket for the Bombers, and they need a couple of quick goals.
Trail 24-2. The 2 unbeaten teams in the competition. West Coast off to a flying start. Waterman to Lewis. To Heady. And it'll be a throw-in at centre wing. Heady asking for a free kick in the back, not there.
One thing, Bruce, you've got to admire about those fellows, just looking at Heady get up, they've really worked on their upper body. They've lifted a lot of weights, and now they're starting to have mature football bodies.
The Madden tap was good, but Hamilton couldn't take it. Bailey, Anderson, good give that time to Hamilton to fall forward. Salmon's not in any sort of a position there. Missed by White, quick kick by Lockyer to the space. Lamb, if it sits for him, he's in business. Long puts the pressure on. Great contest. Lamb does brilliantly.
Oh.
And the kick to Turley and Sumich. Sumich has got it. Sweeps the handball back to Hines. Hines to Turley. He should kick a goal. Turley from 15 metres out. Bangs it through for another one. One-way traffic here. It's 5 goals to 2 points.
Well, the way they brought that out of the back line, they had runners in front. It was Lamb who showed Long a clean pair of heels. You see there Long letting a right go to the stomach. Sumich really attacking that ball, getting it across to Turley, unattended. His first.
Well, what a start this is at Windy Hill. 5 goals straight the West Coast, 2 behinds by Essendon, and they're playing with supreme confidence, this West Coast side, as we see Buick kicking it to the half-forward line. Flood against Mitchell White. Flood loses it in the tackle. Umpire calls play on. There's Guy McKenna, but the ball is forced over the line. It's going to take a very good side to beat this West Coast side. McKenna has been a great player. Happy birthday to Guy McKenna too.
And also Brad Fox is warming up for Essendon, so they're going to pull a change, Essendon.
It's David Hart trying to get away with it against Buick.
Interesting to see whether Fox goes on to Corey Young. Peter?
I don't think so, because Corey Young's only a little rover.
No, I realise that, but they're both fiery customers.
Well, there's Brad Fox, another one of the interstaters. Plenty in that Essendon side too. Buick, of course, came from the West originally. Somerville gets it down to Wizard, smothered off the boot. There's Buick again. He's a good little player. I think he was stripped, but the Essendon crowd thought so. And he thought so too, by the looks of it.
Now Flood's gone to the half-back line, maybe centre-half back on Hines. Fransberg has gone now over to Langdon, and Hamilton's come off the ground, so Fox is going on to that half-back line now.
That was Adrian Burns with a quick kick on the left foot, and has put it through from behind when goals are badly needed. So their score is now 3 behinds. Eagles still on 5 straight.
That's interesting. It was Flood who went back to cover that change. Now Fox has gone to centre-half back. Flood back to the forward line.
Turnbull loose. Kick to centre wing. Anderson's mark. He's switched wings, by the way, Anderson. He was on Matera in the opening. Went to the other side. Good kick to Salmon. But again outnumbered. Buick thrown off it. Lockyer. This is a magnificent defence, this West Coast team. Langdon got a bad bounce. Izzard, Langdon, Cransberg and Turley. Turley with strength just shoves him off it. Langdon to Sumic. Free kick. Oh! Unbelievable.
Oh! How could the umpire not play that to Sumic?
Unbelievable.
He was tripped, pushed in the back, you name it.
What about Turley there, just getting rid of the opposition with a bit of strength on centre wing against Cransberg? Here's Sumic. In the pocket. Hines to do the ruck work with Madden. A lot of interference there. Heady. Lewis, clever. Wilson. There's a bit going on in this game. Bailey. Fox misses it. Izzard gets a quick kick. Turley with courage plays it superbly to Langdon. Lamb caught. Anderson on the up. A high one. Gets flattened. No free kick. Hart's got to sit there and wait. Whoa. What courage there. That was Waterman, I should say. This is Hart to Mainwaring. Gee, this is a good footy team, this West Coast side.
I'll say they are, and Mick Moldhouse, he's got them playing his brand of football.
And Langdon doing some marvellous tackling on that half-forward line for the West Coast.
Mainwaring to full for all the big fist away. Buick will have the pace. Oh, McKenna in after him. He's got it, Guy McKenna. Great play. And a booming kick to the pocket. Lewis from the back. But Madden from the front. A very, very good mark. 2 bites, but he took it. He's battling valiantly because he realises he's got to show some leadership because they're under enormous pressure, the Bombers. The kick to the half-back line. Matera sets himself. One-handed attempt. Couldn't take the mark. This is Burns. Loses it in the tackle. Kick back by Wilson. Matera's there. Also Fox. Oh, straight back to Hines. Hines breaks away on the left foot. Hooks a goal and misses to the left. So the West Coast to kick their first behind. 5-1 plays 3 straight behinds.
Well, the pressure, it's complementary. They're doing it in such fine style, the West Coast. They're really tackling and forcing Essendon into errors.
Daniher's kick to Anderson. Mainwaring. Another quick one by Anderson to full forward. Flood sets himself. Still with Flood. Round his body. No chance of threatening the goal front with a kick like that. And that's out on the full. Lockyer to bring it back in. Still, the Bombers haven't scored a goal. Melbourne couldn't get one against West Coast in the first quarter, neither could Adelaide. And only 2 teams have managed 5 goals in the first half, and the real pressure's on in the 6 games so far. This defence has been wonderful. Wilson after it. Flood. Hart. Round his body to centre wing. Young and Hurd. Bailey. Direct approach that one. Bangs it to Harvey, who nearly takes a screamer. Now Salmon and Turley. Chance for Flood. Caught. Turley after it again. Buick, the sharpshooter, goes back to Harvey. Harvey snap for goal. And is that over the line? Yes, it is. And it's a throw in the pocket. Gee, they're mean, aren't they?
My word. Mitchell White looks all right. He got winded in that clash. He's got the hands above the head now, sucking in deep breaths of air.
Well, in the forward pocket, do they need a goal? There's Salmon trying to hook it back into the fray. Somerville on the left foot. Straight up in the air. It's all West Coast. Punched away Peter Matera. Very impressed with this player. Michael Long against Matera. Matera still going. Oh, dragged off the ball. No free kick to Matera. Guy McKenna, cool as a cucumber. Beautiful hand pass. This is Wilson, former Richmond half-back. Peter Wilson, the flamboyant half-forward, to the half-forward line, bounces just before the line and over. So it'll be a throw-in at half-forward, but this West Coast side is very, very mean. I didn't think they could thrash Hawthorn the way they did last week, and I think that proved them that they're a very, very good football team. Half-forward for the Eagles. Langdon doing the ruck work, grabs it, hooks it high. Sumic sets himself. He's got Lewis within support. Punched down by Anthony Daniher. This is Cransberg. Back to Daniher, and the Bombers come out of defence.
One bounce. Goes to centre half forward. Salmon was hurled slightly. Waterman. They just work so well together. A little one by Turnbull. Waterman, not one-handed that time. Matera O'Donnell, now Salmon in the cricket pitch area. Just straight back to McKenna, who's had a very good first quarter. Sweeps it to Hart, needs a good bounce, gets it. They're working for one another so well. This time Madden should take it. Sumic surely can't get there. And one of the all-time greats, the best and fairest 4 times at this club, kicks it to Burns as Wanganeen's getting ready to come on.
Also Kemp for the West Coast.
Burns from half-back. Harvey. Lamb just misreading one at once.
Corey Young going off for West Coast. Adrian Burns going off for Essendon.
Flood drops the mark, but Anderson's there to lend a hand. Back it comes to Flood. He's brought the ground. Lamb. A hurry kick to half-forward. Hines against Fox. Well done by Fox. Oh, cleverly done by Brad Fox. And he trapped that beautifully. Gets away from Hines. Brings it to the half-forward line. Looking for Izard. Can he keep it in? He can't. It'll be a throw-in at half-forward for the Bombers.
It's interesting, Kemp going to the forward pocket. He started on Pritchard last week, got cut up, went to the forward pocket and was a really good player for the West Coast. Finished up with 3 goals, 1.
Somerville gets it to Izard. A hurry kick. Finds Buick. No mark. Didn't travel the required distance. This is Turley. Wilson. Oh, the running Eagles. Beautiful kick to the half-forward line. Oh, Hines almost a one-handed mark. Taken by Fox, lies on top of it. Then knocks it on. Langdon working overtime. Grabbed by the brilliant Lewis. Lewis around the corner looking for Wilson. Good use of the body by Wilson. Harvey ran straight at him. There's Spawn. The tackle is on Bailey. This is Shane Hurd. Oh, he's lost it. A chance now for the Eagles. Lewis brilliantly over the back as Matera. Taps it on to Langdon. Will it sit for him? Carl Langdon runs at the ball. Still got it. Back it came from Heady, and Essendon might get out of jail here because it's grabbed by Hurd, who brings it around the boundary line. McKenna trapped it beautifully. Brought the ground, then taps it over the line, so it'll be a throw-in.
Some terrific tackling. That was a well done. That was a good effort by Wanganeen. Gavin Wanganeen, only a youngster coming onto the ground, starting on interchange.
Madden and Hines. Neither player that time. Wilson tried to force it on. Hines, McKenna again getting the play. Left foot, Sumich. He's got 2 to beat. Bad bounce for him, Fox. He's got Anderson short. That's the way he'll go. He's got a Paddock now. He's got Mainwaring on the mark. Someone's got to have to work for him here. Maybe Cransberg. Still waiting. He short one to Harvey. Who could hardly, not Harvey, to Spawn, I should say, could hardly raise a gallop. To Hurd, who was caught flat-footed, not a good handball, able to get out of it, and then bang a very awful-looking kick towards centre-half forward, which gave the forwards no hope at all.
Now this is where they're falling down, Essendon, that centre-half forward position, because West Coast are getting numbers there.
White's handball to Hart was good, who runs a long, long way, bangs it to the goal front, Bailey will get back. It should sit, It doesn't. Under pressure, Daniher, good handball to Bailey, and Bailey's going to kick it to O'Donnell.
Oh, O'Donnell slipped over. It allows Matera to race after. He keeps it in too. Good play, Peter Matera. Then taps it on with strength. Oh, good shepherding, Heady. They're a good side. Peter Matera. Over he goes. This is David Hart. Is a great kick of a football from 60 metres. Or he went the big torpedo and didn't get onto it. To the pocket it goes, and a good mark taken by Dean Bailey. Should have kicked a drop punt then, Hart. Chris Daniher across the face of goal. 3 or 4 bounces. Will he go again? Yes, he does. Shepherding by Madden was good play. Daniher to centre wing. Izard. Turley taps it on. Wanganeen. Umpire calls play on. Good play by the West Coast to keep the pressure on. And Chris Daniher took a dive, and umpire Peter Cameron will wake up to that. It'll be a throw-in.
Centre wing. 40 seconds remaining. Bombers haven't kicked a goal. Izard ducks his head, gets caught. Mainwaring keeps it in play. Daniher, Kemp late. Daniher from half-back. Anderson, they're trying to move it quickly, Essendon. Anderson to centre-half forward. Somerville on a long lead. Cransberg was there if he could sweep it to him. He's got Flood and Salmon to kick it to. Kicks it poorly. Wanganeen tries to trap it, can't do it. McKenna again after Lockyer's handball. Mainwaring. The big fly from the back, though, by Buick. Anderson will sit on it. And the siren's going to go at any moment. And West Coast have won the points in the opening round by a long, long way. There it goes. A sensational start. They've come to Windy Hill and they've kicked 5 goals. It's 5-1 to 3 points at quarter time. 31-3. Start of the second term at Windy Hill. Irving and Madden, who did some good work across half-back in the first quarter. Hart. Wanganeen, who came on late in the first term. And it'll be a ball up at half-forward for the Bombers.
Long on half-forward for Essendon. Izzard in a pocket.
Notice Irving, Don, about 30 or 40 metres behind play.
They're dropping that and getting numbers back on their back line and helping out the other backman, the West Coast.
Turnbull in the front spot, Buick. Now Wanganeen to Cransberg, who's on his good side. Kicks it to Salmon. Too far for him. Lockyer, a one-hander.
The field kicking of Essendon's been very, very ordinary. Lockyer, that's a shocking kick too. Straight to Anderson. Greg Anderson, they need a big game from him as he kicks to the half-forward line. Buick in front, it's fisted away to Lewis. It was good play by Hart a moment ago with that fist. There goes Lewis again. He's a brilliant player. He's got backup support by a very impressive play, Matera, but he slips over and tunnel balls it back towards Hines. He's been a great recruit, Hines. Formerly played with Port Adelaide. Hines to the half-forward line, but a good strong mark taken by Spawn.
Used his body well, Karen Spawn, on that occasion.
Gives Wilson the dummy. He'll like that because both Wilson and Spawn have been at it. Free kick against Hurd, is it? No, down the ground.
So that's against Kemp on Hurd. It's going to be relayed down the ground.
I thought it was the other way round.
Hurd's been annoying, actually. As soon as he came on, a little bit of one into the back, into the ribs, and he also did the same with Corey Young. So Hurd makes them, or really draws attention to himself.
Somerville from 55 metres out. Salmon's in the goal square. And to say they need a goal from this attack would be an understatement. It's a great kick. It's through. A goal. Just what the doctor ordered. 1-3 to 5-1.
Well, 55 metres out. He's let one go, Peter Somerville. Centre half forward. And this all came through an incident behind play. Carl Langdon out there remonstrating with David Howlett.
I thought David Howlett made a blue. It should have gone the other way, down there to Kemp.
Well, usually, Peter, it's not the initiator, it's the retaliator that gets caught. It's not usually the initiator, isn't it?
Well, they needed that one, the Bombers.
He's been doing particularly well. Irving getting down back, playing a disciplined game and really putting his body in here at centre bounces.
And here he goes against Salmon. Salmon won that one. It's tapped forward. That's Chris Waterman. Torpedo punt kick. You don't see that too often to the half-forward line. Spawn against Wilson. And it's tapped to the line. Fairly cold day here out at Windy Hill.
Chris Lewis looks as if he's back up in the centre of the ground. He's being tagged by Dean Bailey. You see there in the foreground, 31 Essendon, 28 West Coast.
There's Hines using his body well. Hetty was there also. Hines again. He's been very, very impressive. Langdon races at the ball. Swings onto the left foot. Did that very, very easily. Back he comes to half forward. Fox didn't really go hard enough at that one. And it's a free kick. It's a throw. In fact, Peter Cameron said it'll go the way of the West Coast, and I think it'll be Dwayne Lamb to take it. Or is it Hart? No, it's Lamb. So, well, we saw a couple of bad pieces of football there by Essendon. The mark should have been taken by Fox, and then a throw allows Lamb to have a kick from 45 metres. Lining up for the Eagles' 6th goal of the game. Dwayne Lamb, the drop punt. This is close. It's a beautiful looking kick. It's a goal. So Dwayne Lamb kicks his first. The West Coast move further in front. 6-1 plays 1-3.
Well, club record holder at the West Coast. They've played 100 games of football, the West Coast. Dwayne Lamb has played 91 of those. And that is a good kick.
Nine to 37. Irving and Salmon. Salmon again. Bailey read it well to full forward. Missed by everybody. Izzard with pace. Still Izzard. Off the ground. Pushed through. Turley did well. Izzard was at full flight and Turley was able to go with him. Chris Mitchell, the umpire's missing. Gerard Healy, what's the problem?
Yeah, well, Chris Mitchell was kicked in the middle of the ground, not surprisingly, some would say, by an Essendon player, but he assures us it was an accident. He's got ice on it, and he won't be taking any further part in the game.
It was Greg Anderson. Thanks for that, Gerard. Remember the incident well. Heady caught. Gone. Holding the ball. You get the feeling, Don, that Essendon has at last settled, and it'll going with West Coast. They've got some ground to make up, though. To fall forward, Madden, Waterman and Turley. Izzard wants a free kick, then tunnels it through. Gee, this footy's hard to get hold of. Harvey didn't go for it, went for something else. Somerville concedes a lot of ground to O'Donnell. Now Daniher, great tackle, McKenna. Izzard, still Izzard. Left foot to the goal square. Madden, they wanted a big mark. Chanced out for Long. Tried to do too much. Should have taken the easy option. Irving off the ground. Good hip and shoulder. Turley, brilliant back turn. And they're out of trouble again.
Oh, that was great play by the Eagles. They had the numbers there. 4 and 5 players tackling. This is Spawn. Now he's got Izzard to give it to.
Now that's...
Langdon putting down. The umpire's called play on. The mark was dropped. And the Essendon player down, Spawn. Behind the play, holding his head. Turnbull. Wilson. Touch of the fumbles. Lewis. Cleverly out wide, Mainwaring, full of running. Racing after it is Fox. Mainwaring also went in very hard after that one. Grabbed by Anderson. Anderson, the short one to Cransberg. The Bombers go forward. Peter Cransberg centres it to half forward. Madden. Great mark over the back by Andrew Lockyer.
And Spawn's all right. He's back up on his feet.
50-metre penalty against the Bombers. Gee, I reckon the next time Carl Langdon goes to bend over and pick up the footy, he'll be swamped. I think they might remember. Lockyer. Missed by Salmon. Heady. He's good in these situations. Hart. Buick runs right over the top of him. Gee, Daniher was a bit loose there with the kick. There's a lot of spite in this match right now.
Salmon should have gone with 2 hands on that occasion, cutting the ball out.
Well, like Fox 5 minutes earlier.
Tell you what, that ball's a hot potato at the moment.
It's like being in the trenches, isn't it, at the moment? It's really difficult to concentrate knowing you're going to be swamped every time you get hold of it. Matera with some pace to fall forward. Sumic out of position for once. And suddenly there's a quiet around the ground.
And Flood's coming on, and he's going to centre half back, and Essendon has taken off Peter Somerville. He kicked that big goal. You can see him there just after quarter time.
Centre half forward, Don.
Flood, yes, centre half forward.
Yes, he's gone on to Turnbull, or Turnbull's on him, I should say. Somerville off, and Essendon trying desperately to get something going. Daniher, a beautiful kick. Punched by Irving, though. Turley, he's a very good player, this man. Craig Turley. The chip passes on. Sumic, can he get there yet? No, he's dropped it, but he gets it on the left foot, hooks it around the corner. A wobbly one. Up in front of goal. Hines in front. Pumped the ground. Izzard kicks to the line, and over it goes in that forward pocket region. The Eagles, very, very impressive display this. 6-2, 38 to Essendon, 1-4-10. As we see Hines versus Salmon. Langdon comes in to lend a hand. Kemp gets it out to Hart. Hart kicks a goal. A wobbly one. It's a goal. Another one to the Eagles. 7-2, the West Coast Eagles. Essendon 1-4.
Well, we talk about strength in football, and it's going to be displayed here by Hart. It was a good hit out by Langdon. Now look at Hart. There's strength. He was being pressured, held on to, but still managed to get his kick away. That's why you lift weights. That's why you try and develop a strong body.
.34 margin at Windy Hill.
Harvey fixed up his own man on that occasion. You can see there, and he doesn't look too good. Buick.
To centre half forward, McKenna with skill. Took the chance, Salmon should take it, and he does. Yes, Buick in all sorts of trouble after Harvey
went in with the legs up.
Yeah, exactly. Anderson to half forward. There's Pike. Wanganeen. Slipped as he kicked it. The handball on the up was very good by Turnbull. Left foot to centre wing. At the back, Fox. Anderson.
Stretcher, Bruce.
Bad luck for Buick there. Pike in the front spot, holds his ground.
Got a wretched run of injury.
Buick, he ever.
A wretched run.
He's one of the most unlucky players ever to have played the game, I reckon, Buick, and he copped serious injuries. A great little player too, Darren Buick.
He really cut them apart here one day against the Crows earlier in this year. Here, we'll watch this on replay there. Oh, excuse me.
That's concussion, I'd say. The kick to the head. But that was indiscriminate by Mark Harvey, wasn't it?
Well, he's paid the ultimate penalty. Had one of their big playmakers having to go off the ground.
The only fortunate thing is, even though he's hurt the boot, they've probably got the rubber stops on. The old stops from many years ago. You'd end up with cuts all over your face. But there's Darren Buick. Let's have a look at it again.
It's on replay. Buick.
Look at that.
He just couldn't get his head out in time, could he? Man tried to get around by turning his back to Harvey, the oncoming Harvey, but just couldn't quite get out of the road.
So Burns will come on for Buick, but they've lost someone who can kick 4 or 5 goals,
well,
and that's
what
they need.
A small man, Bruce, and the thing is that they're not getting the ball. They're taking the ball down in a predictable fashion. It's high because they've got Salmon and Madden changing down there. They had someone, well, they've got him off. They now got Flood. And they need a small man to get around and mop up the crumbs, and that could have been Buick's job.
Not going through the interchange area either, so we won't see him again.
Adrian Burns coming bad luck for Darren Buick. And
you don't have to, actually, Bruce. With a stretcher, you can go over the ground or get off the ground best way you can. You actually don't have to go through interchange.
Thanks for that, Don. Pike.
Well, there's Pike to centre wing. Over the back is Hines. That was heady, but it's a free kick going Essendon's way. Holding the man, Peter Cameron, intimating to the players. We haven't seen much of Michael Long, have we?
He's been playing half forward, one kick.
Into the centre square area. Flood was in the front spot. Wanganeen tried to barge his way through. Handball by Irving, back to Fox. Fox, O'Donnell's there, but Harvey should take it, and he does. Madden provides a lead. Now
just no movement.
Well, it's a bit different at the other end when you've got Sumich with a short, fast leads of his. Now Cransberg short. Harvey goes for a long one. Madden in a good spot. Irving did well. The handball away by Lockyer. Anderson to kick the goal. Left foot, lines it up. And has he done it? I think he has. Yes, he has. 2-4 to 7-2. The Bombers get one back.
Still a big grab, and Essendon will be playing catch-up football. Irving behind on that occasion. Madden in front, Irving doing the right thing. But it was the unmarked Anderson. Ball coming out to him. 2 points last week, Anderson.
.28 points the margin. Essendon valiantly trying to get back into it. O'Donnell beats Hines for it. Too much pace. Chris DANIHER, the receiver, to half forward, but it's all West Coast. The mark has been taken by Turley. Now he wants to get on with it. He hooks it back around the boundary line. Hines, he moves very, very well, Don, for a big man.
Yes, he does a double job, playing centre half forward and also ruck. He'll contest the ruck work here. He's got a big body, a strong fellow with Salmon.
Salmon out-strengthened him on that occasion. The pace of Izar. A lot of players slipping. Oh, that's a throw. Yes, and he's been pinged for it. That one was a definite throw.
I wonder if these players will change their boots at half-time. A lot of them are slipping over. They've got the moulded sole. It's not giving them any real traction when they're turning.
Dwayne Lamb got that ball down towards Chris Lewis. Bailey's wearing him like a glove. With Lewis putting on the pressure on the ball, forced over the line, halfway between centre wing and half forward for the Eagles.
Cransberg coming up the ground for Essendon. McKenna is his opponent. It'll be interesting to see where Cransberg actually goes.
Heady after Salmon won the tap. Kemp had to sit and wait for it. Wilson, DANIHER, Sumich, Spawn back turns cleverly in the end. The handball over the top from Hurd to Anderson. Anderson on a run where he loves it. Left foot to the space. Wants someone to make it. Long's out there with Irving. Long and McKenna. Long took off. Free kick McKenna. go to McKenna after Long left the ground. Now Waterman. Hines the target. Fox with him in the centre square. Matera sits and waits. Hines taps it to Matera. Lewis and Matera there. Sumik sits and waits. Matera one bounce. Another one.
That's a good decision.
Free kick against Lewis, is it?
That's a free kick against Lewis. He tripped Fox as Fox was chasing. That was well done, David Howlett.
Well, the captain's cost them a goal because Matera was away.
Well, he knew it too. Chris Lewis hung his head in shame. He knew he'd done the wrong thing by his team. He was only trying to shepherd, I suppose. So there's Turnbull crashing his way through the pack. He kicks to the pocket. Matera racing back with the flight. He's got O'Donnell to beat. O'Donnell head for the line, and he does. Experienced defender. 7-2 plays 2-4. Very impressive, this display by the Eagles. Relentless pressure they've been putting on the Bombers. Salmon taps it down, looking for Izzard. Here's Dwayne Lamb, smothered off the boot by Izzard, and again, it'll be a throw-in. Half forward for the Eagles. Essendon badly need a couple of quick ones to get themselves back into it. Hines and Langdon. Langdon races at the ball, and he's not number one.
It's interesting, Peter, just looking at these matchups, because McKenna, who normally plays the half-back flank, is picking up Cransberg. Now, Cransberg is right up where this boundary contest is being contested, and McKenna is still with him. So they've got jobs to do, and obviously they've got to follow their man to the hill.
And McKenna got that Don out to Hines. Waiting for it was Fox. Daniher. Still Anthony Daniher.
Well done.
Gets some distance. Irving sits and waits. She's a good play, this big fellow. Kicks it back towards full forward. Couple of Essendon players. Didn't take it in the end. Touch forward by Hamilton. The handball by Bailey. O'Donnell squeezes it to Wanganeen. Pike onto him. Wanganeen goes to ground. Free kick. Man wearing over the top in the end.
He was being held, Wanganeen, but the umpire couldn't see it. Held by Pike.
Madden at centre half forward may be a target. Gives a lead, ignored in the end. Wanganeen goes a little wider. Turnbull back there, couldn't take it. Flood, here's a chance, Spawn for a goal. Drop punt, through it goes, they're back in business. The Bombers are back in this, it's 7-3, 44-22.
Well, Wanganeen a little long in getting the ball down. Here it is, just not held then by Turnbull. Flood doing well to get himself through that pack. Spawn coming down from half back. His first.
The Bombers reduce the margin to 22 points. Let's see if they can go on with it. Salmon versus Irving. Salmon gets it down the ground. A lot of players taking their eyes off the ball. Wanganeen to Bailey. Bailey to Madden, and Madden is marked 30 metres from goal directly in front.
That's interesting because that's the second time Bailey's got the ball out of the centre. And the reason is he starts wide of Lewis. Then when the hit out, he actually cuts across and anticipates the hit out as well as taking Lewis out. Now the West Coast are making a change, and Peter Wilson is going off. Coming on is Mitchell White.
And here we have the Essendon champ, Simon Madden, for his first goal of the game. Bang, right through the middle. The Bombers coming back at the Eagles. 7-2 the West Coast. Essendon 4-4.
Well, 4 goals in this, the second quarter, Essendon. Now, there it is. Bailey, Wanganeen. And out in front, well done, Madden.
Wanganeen.
There's a roar here now. 28-44, Irving. Cransberg. Burns. Good play by Hart, but didn't take it. Wanganeen, brilliant. Kick the goal here. It'll bring the joint down. Has he? Yes, he has. What a goal. A sensational bit of footy. It's 5-4 to 7-2.
Well, now I think they're just about coming back into it, Essendon. It was catch-up football before that goal. There's 10 points of difference. It's a little bit of a different feeling, the way these guys are attacking the ball. Number one was the way that Burns got in front of Hart and went for the ball. But Wanganeen, look at the way he went through there. He's a brilliant young fellow.
The worried brow of Michael Malthouse with Tim Jepp alongside him, and that little Wanganeen's made the difference to this side.
Harvey's gone in again.
He's made all the difference, little Wanganeen. 17 years of age, the ball in the centre of the ground. The West Coast really having to work now. Kransberg's lifted his game. Kransberg with a half forward line. Madden has it fisted away. Waterman, a backhanded punch was good play, and he copped one across the head.
It's interesting now, Peter, because we've got a game on our hands, and just let's see the fellows that can keep their eye on the ball and their body behind the ball.
This is Chris Waterman. To centre wing. O'Donnell at the back. Matera at the front. Matera held his ground. Izzard, the quick kick to the half-back line. Guy McKenna racing back with it. Wants to kick it short. He does. Finds Turley. Turley trapped that beautifully. Oh, shouldn't have handballed that. He put Waterman under pressure, but a free kick, a silly free kick.
That was a stupid free kick. He had him all set up okay. He made him pay for it, but the point was he should have laid a decent tackle.
That's dead right, Don, as we see Waterman, the recipient.
You see there, Burns coming in at the last moment.
Well, the kick to half forward, it's a mark to the Eagles, and it's been taken by Mitchell White. Now, they want to get it to Sumic. The leader's on. He's gone to the space. Sumic at the back. Anderson at the front. Anderson kicks it wide. He's looking for Anthony Daniher. He's got Harvey to give it to if he can pick it up. The loose man will be created here. Oh, he had a touch at the fumbles, Daniher. Now he traps it, and he's eventually got it to Harvey.
Harvey's quick kick. They lost the advantage, though, because of the mistake earlier by Daniher. Pike sweeps it to Turley, and suddenly the West Coast can counter-attack here. One bounce. Takes his time. Measures the kick to Sumic. Well done, Izzard.
That was well done, because it was Daniher who went down, and we saw how he got the ball across to Harvey. He just could not get back in time to pick up Sumic. And that was well done by the little fellow, Izzard.
Salmon got the tap. No free kick. Heady went to ground. West Coast wanted it too high. Essendon wanted holding the ball.
Fantastic crowd, Bruce.
Oh, they shut the gates here before the first bounce. It's a credit to West Coast to think they can sell one out here now in Melbourne. They're such a great team, an exciting side. They're being challenged today, though. Really like they haven't been challenged all year. The two unbeaten sides, the two heavyweights. Every vantage point at Windy Hill taken. And their thirst for football is being quenched right now.
10 points. The Bombers have helped make this a real contest now with a great second quarter. Here's the brilliant Lewis. Well done, Chris Lewis, from the boundary line. He kicks and misses.
Well, he really didn't have much option then, because the goal square was empty. Everyone was covered. They tried to lead up the ground, bring it back into that corridor, but they were covered. He only had the goal square in front of him, and very difficult to kick a goal from there.
The margin, 11 points, as Anthony Daniher will probably roost this nearly to the centre, as he normally does. 192 games. He's probably the best, the informed fullback in the competition at the moment, Anthony Daniher. Now he's going short. Dangerous. And might, oh, it doesn't come off. I thought it was dangerous. Here's Heady. Gets in a hand pass. Looking for Chris Lewis. Lewis tries to tap it on.
Hurd's injured too. Hurd's injured.
Langdon is lying on top of it, but it was held to him, I feel. It'll be a bounce, and
really they flirt with death, Peter, when they go short in a game like this. You can't afford to, you know, it's a pressure game, isn't it?
And Daniher, as I said, is one of the longest kicks in the game.
Salmon sits and waits for Hines. Still Hines. Goes back, looks for Mainwaring. Now Turley, his look-alike, Heady. Back to Turley. Turley from 40 metres of the high one, misses.
Hurd's gone too, Bruce. He's in the centre, centre half back for Essendon. He's holding his right thigh. He walked, there he is.
Well, Buick's already gone, Don, so I guess...
Kevin said he'll be wanting those extra interchange again.
Sure will. Now, will Daniher go long this time? Well, he's got Salmon as a target. Irving sits on him at the back. Fox.
Good play, Fox.
O'Donnell, Matera. Matera, the dasher, round the body. Spawn with the run of it. Well, I thought he had all of it then and not paid. Well played off the ground, DANIHER to Fox at half-back to half-forward. Madden will set himself. Great mark by the big man. Inside Spawn if he wants him. Harvey's the kick, poor kick. Good bounce for Essendon. Long to Spawn for another one from 40 metres. Chips away and misses. Hurd's come to the boundary line, Don. They've had a look at him and they'll make a decision whether he'll come off or not. Sheedy's down there, not far from the action.
Well, he's got his problems, Kevin Sheedy, but he'll be...
Flood's coming on, Flood on. Hurd going. I wonder if he goes to the back pocket. They've got to do something. Hurry up, Essendon.
Well, it's a holding the man decision. Will go the way of the West Coast. It'll go to Ryan Turnbull. Turnbull, lovely kick to half-forward. Hines in front. O'Donnell versus Matera. Great play, Matera. O'Donnell tries to dive onto it. Matera taps it on. Fox has done pretty well since coming on. It's grabbed by Hines. He's looking for Sumic. Sumic versus DANIHER. Sumic taps it down. Brilliant play, Peter Sumic. Free kick. Oh, dragged off the ball, Sumic. Unlucky. Taken away by Izzard. And why was that not a free kick to Peter Sumic? Well, let's have a look.
There he is in control of the ball.
Look here now.
Did he
Look at
drop
this.
it? Yeah, but did he drop it before, Peter?
Well, if he dropped it, why isn't it holding the ball?
Well, why isn't it free kick for dropping the ball?
The ball's 10 metres away. He's dragged off the ball as we see Matera go to Waterman. Waterman to Sumic. Sumic will fly from the front. Taps it down. Here's danger for Essendon, but they're working very, very hard. Kicked away by Fox. And Fox puts it over the line. Forward pocket for the Eagles.
A lot of these players going to ground too when the pressure's on. They can't keep their footing when they've got to go and win the ball.
Don, twice Anderson's come across and cut the lead off from Sumic and done a good job. Been able to hold him out. Heady and DANIHER. Shane Hurd's left the ground. Gerard Healy, do you think he'll come back?
Well, I'd say he's in a little bit of doubt here. The physiotherapist is testing his medial ligament, medial cartilage, so it would look very doubtful for Shane.
Gee, what a blow that would be with Buick already looking out of business. DANIHER, no free kick. Hamilton and Langdon. Langdon got into his back, still no free kick, still the footy to be won. It's still in play.
See Lewis crashed through then.
Sure did.
He copped a little jolt as he went past. Who was that, Big Madden?
Well, that's called the midriff tickler, Peter.
Ever felt one of those, Don?
They really do tickle.
He gave out plenty of them, I can assure you of that, Bruce, as we see Madden tapping it there. Geez, playing well, Madden. Heady went in hard after the ball. So does Lamb. Grabbed by Cransberg. Cransberg, a booming kick to centre wing. One-on-one contest, a brilliant mark, and that could have been 50. Held his ground, Adrian Burns. A good mark taken by Hart. Now, David Hart, a beautiful kick normally. Well, I don't know why he kicked to the pocket, though. Izzard can't hold it.
Yeah, he copped one too.
Well, I think he should have gone to centre forward then, David Hart. Put a bit of pressure on Essendon. 46 to 35, so that's 11 points the margin. And they've certainly reduced it since quarter time. A great quarter this by Essendon. Lamb used his body beautifully. That was great play. The half forward. Lewis has got 3 to beat, and David Flood takes the mark.
Sweeps out the handball to O'Donnell. Again out wide. Harvey. Long's out there. Sits and waits for it to bounce. Taps it forward. Turnbull with him. Throw in at half forward for the Bombers. Michael Long.
And Mark Harvey's now picking up Chris Mainwaring, and Mainwaring seems to be as a half-forward flank or forward pocket.
Like a game of chess. Wanganeen, no free kick. McKenna on the up was a good take to Lamb, who had Matera if he wanted him, but went to half forward. This is White. First time we've seen him. Good kick to Sumic.
Bit of class there with White.
That was great play by Mitchell White, wasn't it?
Oh.
Yes, the vision was enormous, really. Able to squeeze it round his body to the space and knowing Sumic was there.
Gee, I thought that was a free kick to Wanganeen back there when you called it, Bruce.
Well, this would really stop some momentum, wouldn't it, for Sumic? If he could goal here, would get West Coast right back on track 3 minutes before half-time. Full forward should kick these, and he's put it straight through. 3 goals to Sumic. West Coast get a bit of breathing space, 8-4 to 5-5.
Well, he's got his true kicking boot on today, Peter Sumic. 3 goals straight. McKenna running it out well. And not a good kick here from Lamb, but look at White. Now watch White. He'll come into screen. There he is. And look, a little chip, left foot, well done.
Well, I think that kick by Mitchell White just demonstrates the great skills of Western Australian footballers. Here's Carl Langdon. No, it's a free kick.
Now, Anthony Daniher's on a wing playing on Peter Matera. David Flood at full back now for Essendon. Interesting move, Daniher on the wing.
Young Wanganeen has played a terrific quarter for Essendon. He's brought them back into it. That's at half forward for the Bombers. Socket off the ground. This could be a mark.
Good,
great mark. Running back with the flight and madness. I reckon he's Essendon's best player.
No, he's trying hard today. He really is trying hard. Now watch this, watch this. Oh, that's good stuff. He's the only one who really did want the ball.
Well, I don't want to moz him, but he very rarely misses shots for goal.
It's a fair way out for him, Peter. He really doesn't get much distance with his kicks now.
You're dead right, but he is very accurate, Don. And let's see if he makes the distance. He's normally very, very straight. They need it, the Bombers. He stabs at it. And it's a good-looking kick. It's a goal. Simon Madden has kicked his second. Essendon 6-5, trailing West Coast 8-4.
Well, that's his 540th goal in AFL football. And it was a much-needed goal too, because it just keeps Essendon within striking distance. 9 points, the difference. And from 50 metres out, I thought he'd be struggling to make the distance. Now he's in the ruck, Madden. It's a good battle between he and Irving.
Well, what an important minute and a half here. If the Bombers could get one, or if West Coast could get another one. Can somebody break the deadlock in a minute and a half? Ryan taps it forward. Turnbull, that's Ryan Turnbull. Quick kick by O'Donnell. Long. Gee, that was strong, wasn't it?
That was good use of the body by McKenna.
To Pike, who's going to take Somerville on. Now Waterman. West Coast under pressure, doing it well. Kemp. Daniher comes in, but too late.
Should have gone a bit harder than Anthony Daniher.
Looks a bit out of sorts on a wing, though, doesn't he, here? Kemp. Hines the target. Well played, Fox. Now Bailey. Can they set something up, the Bombers, in the last 50 seconds? A mark to be taken. Salmon. Daniher will run into the goal square. He'll kick it to him now.
I think he did his groin then.
He's in trouble, Salmon. Daniher takes the mark. Oh, don't tell me the Bombers are going to have another one to go off in Salmon.
Grabbed it as he took that mark. He clutched his groin.
Well, he's got to stay on. He has got to stay on, Paul Salmon.
Great mark, wasn't it? Well, you could see him grab the
he looks all right.
area.
He's limping a bit.
Well, Daniher's kicked one goal this season. Normally the fullback. Drop punt, misses. Probably be the last score before half-time. And what a half of football it's been. 6-6, 8-4. Lockyer to bring it back in. Buick carried off on a stretcher after Harvey, his own man, ran into him. Hurd off the ground with problems. Poor kick by Lockyer. Taken by Daniher. Time will beat them. To Anderson. It'll go now, the siren. It does. And what a half it's been. Are we in for a treat in the second half here? 52-42, and Peter McKenna, just when the West Coast were home and hosed, Essendon, led by Madden and Salmon and Wanganeen, clawed their way back in.
Well, and the crowd have been set alight. A lot of character displayed by Essendon because they were totally outclassed. There's Kevin Sheedy. He's out in the ground. Very proud of that comeback. They're right back in this game, the Bombers. We're in for a tip-top second half. There he is, talking to his players. Peter Somerville on screen. The Essendon crowd hooting the umpires as they normally do. Mark Harvey, there's the West Coast. I thought they dropped off a little bit in the second half of that quarter. They didn't put the pressure on they put on in the first. And at half-time here at Windy Hill, a great game of football. West Coast 8-4-52, lead the Bombers 6-6-42.
Start of the second half at Windy Hill, 42-52. The Bombers with just 17 fit men, but Salmon playing at full forward. Madden goes early. O'Donnell gets one that doesn't go very far. Anderson, who had 15 kicks and 3 handballs in the first half. to full forward. Long takes a fly. Well played McKenna, who was brilliant in the first half. Burns, who came into the side with Plain, who didn't take his place. Caught one across the eye there. It almost closed the right eye.
That's another change. Long is now in the forward pocket. As you mentioned, McKenna's picking him up.
Burns got a nick under the eye there, just like a boxer. Anthony Daniher still at centre wing too, Don.
Yep.
Turley to the centre. Madden misses that one. Gets back on it, the big fellow. Couldn't bend down. Handball was okay by Fox. Anderson's 17th kick. Burns makes it and takes the mark.
And in games like this where it's pressure, it's better to be in front because a pressure kick came out, and Burns, because he was in front, could trap the ball.
It's a very good mark too. A difficult one, a slips catch. Now he kicks to the half forward line. Somerville pushing and shoving over the back. It's Peter Matera. He's coming across the face of goal because he's got two loose men out there. One of them was Turley. He's got the running player in Lewis and Guy McKenna. Lewis to McKenna, a bit of talent there. Turley, Lewis and McKenna. The kick to Langdon. Oh, he took his eyes off that one. Hotly pressed by Hamilton. Harvey, quick hand pass. Bailey's worked hard. Chris Daniher. Daniher to half forward. No mark to the Bombers. Crashing his way through. Good play, Turnbull. Very athletic. Turnbull, Ryan Turnbull to the half forward line, looking behind. But it beats him over the line.
Essendon players have got that habit, which Daniher did on that occasion, going short, trying to spot a man. Centre of centre half forward. He should have gone long.
Well, they've got Salmon sitting there at full forward, but I've been watching him whilst you've been calling, Peter, and he's not moving too quickly or too freely.
And Wilson's about to come on for West Coast.
And I wouldn't mind betting Langdon off and Wilson on because he really didn't go for that mark.
Gerard's just told us that Somerville marks that Buick's back on the bench, but he looks as crook as a dog. They're his words. O'Donnell to Bailey. Here's a chance. Bailey can attack. Long way out, times it magnificently, it rolls through. It's a beauty, that. The dream start, just what they wanted. The lifting goal, and the Bombers are within 4 points.
Yes, well, Bailey had a shot earlier in the game, a little closer than this, and didn't even score on that occasion. He let it go from the centre square. A good kick.
Eagles by 4 points. They haven't been under a lot of pressure so far this year. Let's see how they respond. Waterman to the half forward line. There's nothing there for the Eagles as Harvey takes the mark.
And Michael Long is very, very sick. He's in the forward pocket. So Essendon a team of walking wounded at the moment.
Well, here they go. They're going forward again. Bailey's been excellent. A long kick again. Oh, Salmon can't walk. Look at this. Paul Salmon, and is he going to be paid a free kick and the man can't walk? A holding decision against Lockyer, I thought a very lucky free kick.
Yeah, there's Long. He does not look good at all.
Oh, they're the walking wounded, all right. He's got to come off the ground. Don't tell me
Well,
they're going to play. They might have to play with 17 men, and the man about to kick it can hardly walk. Well, what about this? Michael Long is coming to the boundary line. There he is. He's a very sick boy. Now, Paul Salmon, can he kick this from 25 metres? Oh, that hurt. Oh, he's in agony, the man. He's kicked the goal. Oh, he has gone in the groin. He's kicked a great goal, Paul Salmon. That's courage. The Bombers have hit the front by 2 points.
Well, the question is, will Long come back onto the ground? They're only playing with 17 men, Essendon. Salmon's injured, so they can take that down to maybe 16. Fit players out on the ground.
Well, it's high drama here at Windy Hill. It's been a long time since you've seen anything like this. 17 men and Salmon injured, and they've hit the front, the Bombers, and this is the man that's ignited them, Bailey. Can Salmon lift his arms and take a mark? Nearly. He's up. Pressure on him. Lamb.
Well done, Izzard. He's got to get under there. Don't tell me he's hurt himself.
Well,
got up a little gingerly, but that's what he's got to do.
There's Buick, who was knocked out in the second quarter. Or was it the first? My memory's going. Wanganeen. Pressure on him. Quick kick by McKenna. Bounces in. And explaining the reality is that West Coast trail by 2 points, but they look certainties in the run because Essendon are falling apart left, right and centre.
Would you believe that Adrian Burns got up limping as well?
And he's also got that nick under the eye, but well, it's a sort of day that heroes might be made here at Windy Hill.
This man has played a great game. Bailey to O'Donnell. Well, he gets a bad bounce. Mainwaring to the half-forward line. Harvey traps it.
Well done.
Yes, it was well done. Greg Anderson, Simon Madden, Chris Danaher can't get the bounce. Turley dragged off the ball. No free kick to Turley. I can't believe it. Anderson to the half-forward line. Obviously, you're allowed in modern-day football just drag them off the ball when they haven't got it. The ball at half-forward for Essendon. They're battling valiantly with these injured players. Somerville gets it down. Oh, tunnel balled out. Guy McKenna short to Turley. The West Coast. The big advantage is with them now as he kicks to half forward. Langdon. Over the back was Harvey. Taken by Kemp. Kemp and Hines. Harvey was spawned lies on top of the ball. Made no attempt to get it out.
But Peter Cameron was on the wrong side of the pack on that occasion and actually didn't see what was going on.
So where's the loose man, Don? Is it someone like
McKenna
Turley?
up on the back line. Now where's McKenna moved to? He's on the ball now.
Kemp, quick handball by Anderson. Bailey again. What a 5 minutes he's had. He's up on his chest.
Now Shane Hurd, he's coming on. You remember he did his knee, and he is going to come on. Shane Hurd.
He's up now. Can Salmon take this? Well done, Lockyer. Danaher goes to ground. Caught by Waterman. Mainwaring rips it away from Burns. One bounce. And again.
Shane Hurd's on the ground. He's going up to the forward pocket. His right knee heavily bandaged.
Mainwaring wide to Lamb at centre wing. Sumich on a long lead. And it'll be a throw in the pocket.
And I think all he's going to do, Shane Hurd, looking at him, he's going to just prop in the goal square. At least he'll take his man out of the action.
Well, they've got two crocs in the goal square, Salmon and Hurd.
Well, Salmon's playing up the ground.
Madden versus Hines. Hines with the left hand. Peter Matera trying to trap it. He does, but the ball just beats him over the line.
And the West Coast haven't woken up. But Shane Hurd's back on the ground.
Well, Guy McKenna's up on the half-forward line. He might have to go.
Now he's running down. Yes, McKenna's going down to pick him up.
Well, that was Anderson to the centre of the ground. The West Coast. Pike is brought down. Anthony Danaher, a quick hand pass. Turnbull. Beautifully picked up, and a free kick to Essendon beholding the man. It'll go to Somerville, centre of the ground. The Bombers battling hard, and the crowd making plenty of noise. Look at the kick from Somerville, a beauty. At the back was Salmon. He cannot move. Here's Burns. He's got it, Adrian Burns. He kicks a goal and hooks it and puts it through from behind. So the crowd are light. 8-7-8-4. What's the report on Michael Long? Gerard Healy.
Well, the problem is that he's got a suspected broken ribs, and if it was put back on the ground, there's a danger of puncturing a lung. So it's definitely like a war zone down here in the Essendon area.
Hart's kick. Good mark by Lamb. Lewis now on the run. Sumich one out. Good hip and shoulder by Flood, and what a mark! Did he push him out too far from home? But it was a great mark to Anderson. They're inspired. There's no question about that to Izar. They're on a roll here, the Bombers.
Corey Young about to come on, and Izar Long was warming up on the boundary.
Madden. It's got it. They've got to get a break here, Don, because they're playing inspired footy. They've got to get 2 or 3 goals in front.
And Wilson going off the West Coast. And here's Madden taking the mark. Corey Young coming back on. Going to be picked up by Mark Harvey. And Michael Long was sprinting around the boundary.
Well, this will test him. We thought earlier in the day he might be too far out. He's going to play on around Irving. Drop punt.
Oh, don't tell me.
What a kick! Unbelievable. 9-7 to 8-4. 3 to Madden. And surely, Don Scott, that's one of the great moments in the game.
I'm just shaking my head in amazement. You'd have to be here and see this. Now, this is a good mark. You can see there the pressure from Irving. Now, watch this. unbelievable. He's put it through.
The Bomber crowd in full voice. 9 points the Bombers lead by after a sensational goal by their champ, Simon Madden. The Eagles throw themselves at the ball. Essendon battling hard with Walking wounded. There's Hamilton. Right out to the wide open spaces. McKenna and Mainwaring can raffle this one. Mainwaring's got it.
And Long's coming back on. Long's coming back on.
This is Guy McKenna going short. Lovely pass. And he's found Waterman. Waterman going short. Sumic on the lead. Oh, brilliant mark. A sensational mark by the champion full forward. Oh, that is a difficult mark at full pace.
I hope he hasn't hurt himself because he really did flip over in mid-air then. Long, as you can see, about to come back on. And he looks all right. Peter Sumic. Look at the mark. Twisted over by David Flood. Hurt off. Long back on.
Now, Peter Sumic has kicked 3. They need this one, the Eagles. He'll kick from 50 metres, maybe about 51 metres. He is a long, long kick of a football.
He'll score, Peter. There's no doubt about that.
He's got a classical style. He runs a little bit out to the left and he usually brings them in. Oh, look at that booming kick. He might have hooked it slightly. He has. 1 point. And we see him kick a lot of points to the right. And Mickey Malthouse and Tim Jepp on screen. Not too happy. 9-7 to 8-5. Who would have thought this at quarter time, Bruce?
Unbelievable here. They did lead 7 goals to 1, West Coast. So Essendon has kicked 8 of the last 9 goals under the most difficult circumstances imaginable.
Well, the huddle's broken. David Flood undecided as to where to go.
Had Fox short, decided to go to Madden. At the back, Hines. Kransberg. Back inside, wants Anderson. Does it go that far? Well played. And great balance. Superb footy that. Long with this bad shoulder. What courage. Wanganeen.
He's no good, Long. He's holding his ribs.
Wanganeen to Salmon, but he can't raise his legs, the big fellow, and lock you out of bounds. Well, have you ever seen a game like this?
And what damage is it going to do to Salmon's groin? Like, he's going to be trying his heart out.
In the pocket, 9-7, 8-5, 61-53. Somerville, a high one, across the face. Daniher with a chance, against the play. An awkward bounce for Mainwaring. Quick kick to the space. Wants Kemp to try and make it. Izard after it. Well, maybe Gerard Healy can come in on this because he's a physiotherapist, but there's a lot of players out there that are injured.
Well, there's Alan Izard. Can they hang on, the Bombers? Can the Eagles regroup? It's tapped back. Hart. The hand pass comes back to Turley. Turley to centre wing. It's all Essendon. Oh, this is Fox.
He's done well, Fox, since he has come on.
He and
disciplined play. He's very undisciplined on occasions, but a disciplined game today.
He and Bailey and Wanganeen have lifted this whole side. There's Matera tapping it back. Anderson, Matera again. Hand pass out by Kemp. On to Waterman, then to McKenna, now to Lamb. They're creating the loose man. Dwayne Lamb goes short. Beautiful pass. Chris Lewis. He's been tagged by Mark Harvey at the moment. The kick to the pocket. Sumic, the danger man, is marked. Ooh, knocked out of his hands.
He'll have to watch himself, David Flood, because he couldn't give away a 50-metre penalty with that type of tactic.
Well, I don't know whether that was such a...
Here's the mark. Sumic has definitely taken the mark, and you can see there, he's knocked the ball away, David Flood. And the West Coast about to bring Wilson back on. Peter Wilson about to come back on.
I thought it was a big risk taking Daniher away from full back. Now here's Sumic going for goal number 4. That's a beautiful looking kick, a little bit to the right though, I think. Yes, so 2 points in 2 minutes.
Gerard, what about this with Long out there and also Salmon obviously injured? Further damage can be done, obviously.
Well, the big worry is with Salmon being a muscle injury. If he does keep putting pressure on it, well, it may tear completely from the bone, which would keep him out for 8 weeks. With Long, it's probably not broken ribs because I'm sure they wouldn't risk that, and he must have just torn a rib cartilage. The doctor had the stethoscope out checking for any vibration from the ribs, which obviously wasn't there.
Thanks for that. Oh, what a mark. Great mark by Mainwaring over the top after Fox had taken the kick in from Flood.
And Hines is off for West Coast. He was replaced by Wilson.
So Malthouse making a lot of changes.
Oh!
Stood up there forever. Izard. Quick kick. Had a handball option. Decided to not go there. Mainwaring. Harvey. Swings a handball to Spawn. Now Wanganeen's in the space if he can get it that far. The kick wasn't good. And Wanganeen and Pike. Interestingly, that Malthouse has kept Pike on Wanganeen. Obviously, the pace factor are worried. But Wanganeen has been a tremendous player for Essendon.
Has he ever? Only a young kid, 17 years of age, from South Australia, of course. What a future he's got. Very, very clever player. Here's Turley, who's been a great player for West Coast. They're starting to create the loose man now, the West Coast. This is Peter Matera. One bounce, then kicks to the pocket. Sumic underneath it, runs back. Oh, free kick, Sumic. And that's about time.
It is. It was noticeable before what Flood was trying to do. He's lucky not to give 50-metre or get 50-metre penalty before, but he's caught behind. Watch this on replay. Look, he's taken his eyes off the ball, Flood, and he has restricted Sumic in his endeavours to get the ball.
Now, I'll tell you what.
He could kick this because this is on the right side for him. He can drift it left to right.
I'll back him here. He'll kick from 50 metres. He is a long, long kick of a football. I love his kicking style, actually, Sumic. Look at that, classical with the ball down below the knees. And that's a model kicking style for any young kid that's watching. There's the booming kick. Oh, it's drifting to the left. Will it make the distance? No, there's the big arms of the champion, Simon Madden.
Doing well, Madden.
Doing well. Oh, what a game.
Well, if there's been a turning point in the match, Sumic has had 3 shots for goal. No, Spawn took the mark. Good mark.
See, they live dangerously, these players.
The champion full forward at the moment's had 3 shots for goal, all from a long way out, and has missed all of them within the space of about 6 minutes. Spawn to the centre wing. Cransberg goes early and marks. Well, they're winning the one-on-one duels at the moment, Essendon.
You can go across the ground to Madden, who's by himself, Cransberg.
Decided to go to Salmon, who's in the square. There won't be a lot of recovery if he doesn't take the mark. Somerville tries to knock it on, so does Burns. Waterman's quick kick. Matera, who could cut them apart here. Lewis is short. He'll go to Sumic and gets him.
Whoever is picking up, and I think it's Harvey, picking up Matera, they'll really have to tighten up. No, it's Daniher's picking up Matera. Now, Matera has set up Sumic on 2 occasions. He will really have to tighten up, Daniher.
Well, surely this is not easy. This is the hardest of the 4 of them. But you back him in for one of them, surely. 50 metres out again. Nope.
It's coming back.
Won't make it, Don. And again, he's done it again, the big fellow. Well, what a game he's playing, Madden.
Also, Sumic is leading out to the flanks, and I think he should be coming more up the centre, Bruce.
We'll talk about leading from the front. That's what Madden does, and he gives it to Hamilton.
He's been fantastic, Simon Madden. Essendon side showing a lot of character against a very, very good football team. There's Cransberg to Anderson. The sweeping hand pass finds Harvey. Can they get another one, the Bombers? Harvey up to Salmon, front position. Over the back guy, McKenna read it beautifully. Well, they're a team of crocs, Essendon, down on that forward line. Here's Pike looking for Turley, and Turley marks. They're having plenty of the ball, the West Coast around midfield, but they're not capitalising up forward at the moment. The kick to the half-line. Here he is again. Oh, brilliant mark by Madden.
He's growing in confidence, isn't he? Marking's a confidence thing, and he's taken some big marks, and he has got off the ground too, more importantly.
10 marks to Madden. Somerville, his target at centre wing. Turnbull did well against him. Now Wilson. Sumic versus Flood. Madden gets back again. Free kick to the old fellow.
It's bad luck for Corey. Corey Young running in. Would have been a lay down there. He read it well off the pack, the young fellow. But it's a free kick back to the ground. You can see there Sumic coming over the top of Madden.
Well, it's been the most frantic afternoon here. Anderson. Free kick or the mark. Took the mark in the end. 22 kicks for Anderson and 6 handballs. Favourite for the Brownlow last year. Kicks at the centre half for Cransberg in the front spot. Irving at the back. Turley and Harvey and Burns. Quick handball was good in the end. Out to Matera
again.
Now will he go to Sumic again? Bangs it to the goal square. Wilson and Madden. It sits. Young pushed off it by Flood. Wilson with skill. Still Wilson across the face. And the Bombers,
no, it's out of bounds.
Has got to come back. So bad luck for Essendon there, they were away.
I mentioned it before, they'll have to do something on centre wing because Matera is starting to come into this game. He's just too quick and he's too evasive. Anthony Daniher's not, well, quick enough, or he's not concentrating enough to pick him up.
Langdon doing the ruck work. Taps it on. Danger here for Essendon because Mainwaring's got it. Kicks it round the corner and misses to the right. So the Bombers have a little let off there. Mainwaring kicking it behind. 9-7 to 8-7. They're hanging on. There's Buick and Hurd. Hurd on the right, Buick on the left as David Flood brings it to the half-back line. Turnbull against Somerville. Kemp still got it. And Kransberg putting on the tackle, forces the ball over the line. Half forward for the Eagles. Hines warming up for the West Coast. And certainly running the interchange a bit, Mickey Malthouse today.
Now Hamilton's gone on to Matera.
Well, he was their great stopper 12 months ago, Hamilton, the man they used to put on Dacos. O'Donnell tapped it for Kransberg.
Hines warming up for West Coast.
Lamb, good handball to Mainwaring. Good dummy too, and again by Mainwaring. And again, takes Madden on. Langdon misses the body. Poor handball. Anderson, who starred in this quarter, almost ran out of options, then does all right. Wanganeen. Bailey. Well played, though, by White. O'Donnell. Lost concentration. Lewis has been a bit quieter today. Still Lewis. Gets round O'Donnell. Chips a short one to Lamb at centre wing. Madden on the mark. No one now moving for West Coast. Irving did well there. Got out of the way. What a pipe. Now Sumich will take a fly at the back. Doesn't quite get there. Fox was his big arm and punches it out of bounds.
You get the feeling that Essendon are just hanging on, aren't they, by a thread.
West Coast has kicked one goal since about the 10-minute mark of the second quarter.
And they've had plenty of the play. West Coast midfield. There's Lewis. Gets a bad bounce. Getting the hoots of the Bomber supporters. Been fairly quiet today, Chris Lewis, after he's had a great season. Captaining the side. Today with John Worsfold out of the side. Lewis couldn't trap it. The Essendon players trying to get it out of the pack. Anderson, a quick kick. This is Burns. Broke the tackle well. Looking for the hand pass. Elects to kick it instead. Back it comes. That's Irving. Izard couldn't control it. Pipe towards the half-forward line. Langdon will come from behind. Has got the sit and marks.
Too big, Carl Langdon. There's Anthony Daniher on that occasion. He's back halfway between Langdon and full-back.
Now Langdon, a wobbly kick to the forward line. Hines pushed out of it. Over the back, it's tapped back into the fray. Well done by Fox. Oh, Essendon players desperately trying to get it out. This could be holding the ball.
Take a brave
tell you what, that whistle is a different decision in front of goal. Let's have a look.
Just see.
Look at that.
It's a good effort by Flood to trap that. He threw himself.
Holding the ball, Don, isn't it?
That is holding the ball.
No question. Tapped away by Madden. Lewis. Snap. Good kick by the captain. Scores a level. 9-7 apiece. Lewis's first goal and West Coast back level.
Well, just in games like this, it's just so important to concentrate. I mentioned earlier about Daniher. Bailey started in the right position. Madden did the right thing by going to the boundary line. But it was Lewis who was in the right position. That was a good goal from the captain, the acting captain.
Touch of class. The ball has not been returned. A new ball coming out. Touch of class then by Chris Lewis. We know he's got tons of that. One of the most talented players in the game. Bailey has actually done very, very well on him. Had 11 and 6. Bailey 13 and 6. Scores a level. I don't really believe Essendon can hang on with all those injuries. I'd back the West Coast for sure from here. Scores a level as Kemp is in the centre trying to get it out. Shuffled out towards centre wing. Is that a free kick to Burns? Umpire said no. It's tapped on towards the half-forward line. And Izard. Hart gets it over to Lamb. The West Coast going forward again through Lamb towards the half-forward line, looking for Mitchell White. He's hotly pressed by Anthony Daniher, and they both force it over the line.
Low-scoring quarter. 3 goals to the Bombers, just 1 to West Coast. 61 apiece. Madden and Langdon. Daniher wanted a free kick. Madden again. Bailey, who really ignited this team in the first 10 minutes of this quarter. The Sport, who goes for a run. Matera tries to run him down. This is where they run out of options. McKenna is...
Well, see, McKenna just left, you know, Long in his wake. Long just trotted after him. McKenna sprinted out. There was just no opposition.
Well, again, no opposition. Lockyer's going to come off Salmon here, and Salmon can't walk. Lockyer to Mainwaring.
It's a great performance this by Essendon.
And there's Lockyer on the run again. Look, he's providing an option for Mainwaring if he wants to use him.
Mainwaring bangs it towards Hines. Sumich got underneath this one. Flood, Lewis tries to swamp on it or sweep on it. Still Flood in with a chance. And Essendon able to hold it up. Lewis. Still Essendon this time. Daniher to Spawn. Tries to get around and does, and then goes to Chris Daniher, who breaks the tackle. Daniher's left foot. Somerville in the front spot. Takes a great mark this time against Turnbull.
I wonder if they can put Salmon on the ball, Essendon.
Wanganeen sells a dummy to the goal square. Salmon can't walk, but he can take a mark.
Oh, this is heroic stuff.
Well, I think I'd be putting him on the ball because he can't move around. All he has to do on the ball is get a few hit-outs and go down and block up the back line. And there he is, getting away from Lockyer.
Now, can he kick it? Now, last time he kicked it, Bruce, he was in absolute agony. Now, you can see what's going through his mind. He knows this is going to hurt, this kick.
But he also knows how important it is. 3 minutes remaining to three-quarter time. And Salmon leans back and kicks it through. Well, he's standing tall today. He's 8 feet tall here today. It's 10-7 and 9-7.
Here it is on replay. Lockyer, Salmon battling. Good chest mark. And there he is. He runs up without a limp as he kicks the ball. And it's a good kick and a desperate kick.
Paul Salmon on one leg has kicked a beautiful goal, and when he used his strength in that one-on-one contest in the Eagles, well, this would be one of the best victories we will ever see if they can hang on. But
see, just to vindicate my position with him, because Irving's not doing much as far as around the ground is concerned, so one had countered the other. He can stand in the centre, get the hit out. Madden can go up on the forward line, although he's doing well and offers some mobility.
Well, there's Turley going forward. The only trouble is he can hardly walk. That's the trouble with Salmon. Here's Bailey, who's done a good job on Chris Lewis.
Good tackle.
Was a good tackle. Socket up the ground by Bailey. Here's Turley again playing a great game for the West Coast. He's gone short and he's found his man. It's Chris Waterman. They're making heavy weather of it, the Eagles. Now the short one is on Sumich. Oh, that's a free kick. Some shepherding going on. Now it's against Chris Lewis again behind the plate. Yes, that's the second one of the day. It's going to Bailey, but Bailey's hotly pressing Lewis, and Chris is finding it hard.
Why would you be shepherding 5 metres away from where
I think the
umpires
would have a look at the initial thing. Now that's what's happening, and they're missing it. Thumped the ground. Centre wing, Pike. Oh, well done. To the half-forward line. Pike gathered about 50 metres then. He should take it over Spawn. Brought it back into play. I don't think that was very wise because Sumich has got it, hooks it back into play. A mark not taken. West Coast Eagles players swoop. Oh, legged it over the top. Wilson an open goal. One bounce. A goal coming up to the West Coast and scores a level again.
Well, it looks as if Essendon are now creating their back line. Somerville's down at that centre-half back position. He's normally centre-half forward. So they're trying to get numbers down. Here's Somerville. Well done by Sumich. The ball spills there. Can't be controlled by Chris Daniher, and that was well done, Carl Langdon. And Wilson couldn't believe his luck.
Scores level at Windy Hill with 1.5 minutes to go. Wanganeen
going to the back line. They're packing their back line. Essendon, they got loose men in Wanganeen and also Somerville. Loose men in Turnbull and Pike for West Coast on their back line.
Trying to hang on. Langdon's tackle good. Gee, Sumich and Langdon played brilliantly a moment ago to set that goal up for Wilson. You almost get the feeling, Don, that West Coast has been unbalanced by all the problems that Essendon has got. It's like that tennis final between Gerolaitis and Lloyd years ago.
These Essendon guys are lifting around the centre of the ground. It's a pity it just can't be finished off with Long and Salmon up forward.
Mainwaring with a left footer, Sumic outnumbered. They've got the numbers, Essendon, but can they hold off Sumic off the ground? Will it go through? Roll. It's a goal. Unbelievable. Sumic has put the Eagles in front in the dying seconds of the third quarter, and he hasn't been able to kick a legitimate goal in the third quarter, but he's been able to kick a miraculous one here.
Well, this all came about. There's Somerville, the loose man. He goes over the top. Maybe there should have been a little bit of talking. And here's Sumic coming into play there. These fellows falling over. Fox, he's not the only one that's fallen over. It's these rubber-soled boots that they've got. The conditions are not conducive to those boots.
Peter Sumic has kicked 4, a very vital one. That one they lead by a goal as Langdon crashes his way through the pack, and O'Donnell is hurt.
Well, he had to stand his ground that time. He just got steamrolled. He's all right, but he had to stand up and be counted on that occasion.
Well, he certainly did. Gary O'Donnell to the half-forward line. Salmon in front. They're coming over the top. It comes down to Pike. Pike the centre wing. Chris Lewis gets away from Bailey. Lewis inside, he's got Lamb. Danger here for the Bombers because Dwayne Lamb kicks long. Oh, the Essendon player slipped over, pushing the back though. And it will go the way of Essendon and Brad Fox. As Langdon and Somerville get themselves up. Touch of the cramp as we have a look at replay. Free kick to Fox, no doubt, against Hines.
So with just 12 seconds remaining, the Bombers are hanging on.
Carl Langdon doesn't look too good. We see on picture there, he's cramped up. The trainer holding his toes, pushing it, trying to stretch that calf. So injuries could play a part here, but the West Coast have got a far healthier bench than what Essendon have.
Just waiting for the footy to come back as Langdon in the hands of the trainer. It's been the most remarkable afternoon. Wouldn't believe that so much could happen in an hour and a half of football.
Now Langdon's up, he's all right. He's running out, picking up Bailey.
Well, the Bombers have got to hang on here. They trail by a goal. And there's just so much in West Coast's favour. And they're such a good team with it. Fox to centre wing. No mark. Daniher misses it. White, as the siren sounds. And at three-quarter time, the Eagles by 6 points. It's 11-7 to 10-7. Well, what's in store for us now? We've had it all at Windy Hill today. 67 to 73. West Coast by a goal. Madden, Anderson. You had the feeling that Essendon must kick the first if they've got any chance. Wanganeen, Salmon and Lockyer. Salmon's big arms. Hamilton misses it.
Well done, Hamilton. He
holds it there. Lockyer. Good tackle, but able to break it. Hart with pace. Chips it to Wilson, who should take it. And he does. Will play on quickly, chips it to Sumic, who, as Peter told us, has come to centre half forward. Langdon tries to pick it up. He's at full forward with Hines, and it will be a ball up. But would you agree, Peter, they must kick the first Essendon to win?
I'll say if the Eagles get the first 1 or 2 goals, I think it could be shut the gate because you can't carry that many injuries and get away with it. There's Hines coming over the top. Anthony Daniher read it well, gets in a quick hand pass. Players swoop in from all directions.
Good tackling up there by the West Coast.
And the umpire will bounce.
They really do work hard on their forward line, those forwards, and holding the ball up. It was a great tackle in. And what you've done is trap the ball. It stays there. Game's got to recommence.
Peter Cameron bounces it down. Madden has been magnificent. Anthony Daniher around the boundary line and over. David Howlett officiating here at the moment because Chris Mitchell went off very early in the game, the field umpire, and it looked like a calf muscle injury. Madden again taps it. There's Matera. And eventually it's over the line again. The scoreboard showing 11-7 to 10-7 in favour of the Eagles.
And what way is the wind blowing? Well, we'll never know because you can see there the windsock being tied down.
Quick kick by Kemp. Lewis, Langdon or Lewis traps it. Still Lewis. Oh, good give. Missed though by White. Back to Lewis. Caught by Harvey. White snaps for goal.
Actually, Bailey should have been penalised early because he had hold of Lewis before the ball got up there. And whilst the ball was in flight and Lewis just about to take it, it was Bailey that had him. Lucky not to get a free kick.
Cransberg, who had a good third quarter. Irving or Somerville!
Oh.
Well, you never see anything better than that.
It's a free kick. Put the hands there. Look. Oh, on the top of the head and up he goes.
Well, they'll talk about that one for 100 years. It's one of the great marks in the history of the game. High one by Waterman. Now Sumic from centre wing.
Peter Sumic, a booming kick to the full forward line, but the mark has been taken by Bailey. He and Lewis having a terrific clash. Hand pass finds Anthony Danaher. He should kick it long, as he normally does. A 60-metre drop punt. Salmon out of the contest. He can't move. Here's Cransberg. Can he give up a hand pass? He tries to, but it's taken away by Pike. Don Pike looking for someone to give it to. He's full of running, a couple of bounces, still going, no one coming at him now. Eventually Bailey had to. That creates the loose man further afield, but David Flood puts the pressure on Langdon and forces it over the line. Half forward for the Eagles. They lead by 1 goal.
Those backmen are working hard for the Eagles, but the forwards are just not capitalising on the work that the backmen are doing.
Hines versus Madden. Madden, best man on the ground. In my opinion, so far, he has been fantastic. So is Bailey. Chris Danaher. Oh, clever play by Danaher to kick it low and over the line.
Not suggesting it was deliberate or anything, Peter.
I disguised it beautifully.
Just a goal in it. West Coast lead. Low-scoring game, 11-10. Goals have been hard to get since half-time. This man had one of his very best games for a number of years. 10 marks and 14th kick about to come up. Hasn't got a lot of options here, remembering all the injuries that Essendon are covering. Somerville from the back. Burns to Spawn to Burns. He's got to go all the way with this.
How far is he running?
Goal. Drop punt. Good kick. He's kicked hit the post. Oh, gee, we looked at charts in the run, didn't it?
I'll tell you what, I reckon he read 25 to 30 metres without bouncing it too, Don.
Well, it looked like Wanganede when he took off. That's his 3rd point. We'll just go down to Gerard Healy on the boundary. He's got the umpire, Chris Mitchell.
Yes, we've got Chris. What actually happened, Chris?
After a set of bounce the first quarter, I was backing out and got an accidental kick in the calf muscle. It's badly corked and just couldn't go on with the game.
How do you think the blokes are going?
Well, in a very tight game, they're doing a great job. It's not easy out there at the moment.
Ball on centre wing. Kicked away by Izzard. Essendon working hard. O'Donnell to the half-forward line. Madden versus Irving. Oh, look at Big Simon. Oh, great play. He's going back to try and grab it again. He lays the tackle on Main Waring. The bounce favours Irving. Anderson in after it. Well done, Greg Anderson. Beautiful play. He's been a great player all day. He kicks to the forward line. Can Salmon mark? No, he can't. Oh, he clutches his groin again. He's gone. As we've seen Lockyer kicking it across the heart, and Paul Salmon is...
They're going to bring Hurd back on, Essendon. They're going to bring Hurd on. I think they'll have to take Salmon all long off.
The ball on centre wing, West Coast through Wilson. Kick it wide. Hamilton putting the pressure on Matera, and that was good defensive play.
And Long is coming off. Long coming off, and Hurd's going on.
And they're going to have a few missing next week, the Bombers, I'd say.
We've got some big matches coming up. Probably none bigger than this, though. White's quick kick. Anthony Danaher. This defence has done brilliantly since halfway through that second quarter. Wanganeen. Pike over the top. No free kick. Good handball by White. Back to Kemp. Bounce. Well, he ran out of options up forward. No one worked.
Well done, Kemp.
Able to get it back. Now O'Donnell. Swamped firstly by Lamb. Well played by Fox. Back with Lamb. Langdon. Flood and Sumic. Turley, is that going to go? Turley's got it. Great tackle by Harvey. Play on call. Danaher.
Terrific efforts in this last quarter.
Well, it's been a magnificent game, hasn't it? Bailey to Izzard. To Harvey. Well played, Harvey. He did it brilliantly. He was able to create an opportunity. No, Spawn, I should say. Left foot. Salmon. Lockyer. And a throw in the pocket.
Well, that's all Salmon's got to do. Get in there and just contest, because Lockyer would have taken the mark had Salmon not run in with him. He forced Lockyer to put it over the boundary line.
Simon Madden to do the ruck work. 10-8 to 11-7. The Bombers hanging on valiantly. They can't just quite bridge the gap at the moment. Hart gets it to Main Waring. Main Waring, a hand pass back over his head. Izzard runs at it. He's got the pace. Can they score here? Izzard sets it up in front of goal. Salmon comes from the back. Can't quite hang on to it. Here's Kransberg looking for O'Donnell. It sits for him. Oh, he slips over. He's still got it. Gary O'Donnell from 40 metres.
Smothered.
Kicks into the man. On it goes. There's Burns. Gets in a hand pass. Wanganeen charging in after it. Now it's O'Donnell. Oh, this is great stuff.
And also good umpiring to let it go. There were some terrific efforts there by both teams. And the umpire just let it go on.
Here, Don.
Terrific stuff.
Isn't that good than seeing these ticky touchwood free kicks?
And the other thing is both players just throwing themselves in. It's just good stuff.
From both teams, it was really brilliant, wasn't it? O'Donnell in the thick of all of that. And the reality is that West Coast lead by 5 points. Well played, Irving. Gives it to Kemp. Good smother by Somerville. Langdon over the top. Izzard, hip and shoulder by Wilson, was brilliant to pave a way for Lewis. Sumic.
Oh, he's a free kick again.
Oh, come on, Peter Cameron.
Well, an amazing decision or lack of decision. And Essendon might get out of it. Flood's kick to Anderson. Anderson's got Bailey running.
Well, Bailey's got to run harder.
He's got Harvey as well. He should use Bailey now. Bailey can run it all the way. One bounce, can he kick another big goal? Sets himself, goes for home, kicks it to the goal square. Touched.
Can I
that
ask?
goes back to that full forward line. That was the free kick to Sumic because the identical free kick was paid in the third quarter down the other end of the ground.
Well, I'll say one thing. Sumic should have got 4 free kicks today with Peter Cameron that he has not got. Have a look at that for a shove in the back and a trip, you name it. Peter Sumic can't believe it. There's Guy McKenna, Mainwaring. Oh, brilliant play, sensational play, Mainwaring. On the McKenna, he's still going down with the ball. McKenna to half forward, the leader's on by Hines, and he takes a great finger tipper. Hines, the leader's on. The short one, Sumic, no mark. Races in after it again, he's frustrated. Lays the tackle and the free kick given away against Sumic. And I reckon that is murder. Well, Bailey's got the free kick.
He's really lifted himself, hasn't he, today, Dean Bailey?
Played a great game, Bailey. He's gone out the centre wing. No mark to Spawn. He's bumped off it by Mainwaring. He's grabbed by Waterman. Waterman's gone short. He found Turley. He's dropped the sitter. Turley looking for someone to give it to. He's found a man. And that was Mitchell White. On it goes to Turley. A wobbly kick to the full forward line. Out comes Somerville. He trips over. Players charging in after it. Flood. Back it comes to Danaher. Now, is that a free kick? No.
It's too fancy.
Play on as it's grabbed by Wilson. Wilson, a high booming kick. A beautiful kick, Wilson. It's a goal. 2 goals to Peter Wilson. West Coast 12-7 lead. Essendon 10-9.
Well, he wasn't decisive in what he did on that occasion, Anthony Danaher. He held the ball out in front. Now, here it is here. There, look. Trying to balk. Well done, Wilson. And this is a great goal from 50 metres. That could be the one. 10 points the difference.
(10-9), 12-7. Great goal by Wilson from the 50-metre line. Wanganeen. O'Donnell. Chips it away. Spawn and Madden the targets. Hart and Burns. Hart kept his feet well. A really class player, gives it to Lockyer. Lockyer goes wide. Langdon getting the front spot against him, though, was Fox.
Well
the handball by Kemp. Wilson. Somerville able to chop it off. Izzard. Good tackle by White and also by Kemp.
Gee, they're asking Madden to play a big game. He's gone to centre half forward now. Been picked up by Ryan Turnbull. He's rucked most of the day, and now he's got to work hard at centre half forward with Somerville on the ball.
Big test now for Somerville. He wins that hit out against Langdon. Hamilton forces it on. O'Donnell caught. Can't quite crash his way through. Wanganeen cleverly creating opportunities. Harvey. Well, he had Kransberg running. He's a good kick. And then he kicks it poorly. Hamilton, White beats him. Gee, if he got the ball to Kransberg, they were in business, weren't they?
Dead right. Mitchell White from the centre of the ground. Kicks it to half forward. The leader's on by Wilson. Now, where's Sumic? The lead, he's been ignored by Wilson. Wilson going wide. It was a poor kick by Peter Wilson. That was not good play, and the mark has been taken by Fox. This is might let Essendon in. He should have kicked it to Sumic. A one-on-one contest. Over the back is Lewis. getting away from Bailey. He hasn't done that too often today. Here's Anderson, who's been a good player. Still got it, Greg Anderson. Good play. Gets his boot to it, to the half-forward line. They just haven't got the numbers, Essendon. Taken away by Irving.
Oh, now Burns is down.
Well, now Burns is... Oh, he got it right in the mid-ref. Wilson, from 55 metres, set sail for home. Over the back, it's punched away by Fox and through from behind to the Eagles.
And back on centre wings, Burns is not too good at all. He took the full force of that kick from Irving, trying to smother the ball off the boot. Now here it is on replay. Look at this, Irving, a full-blooded kick, and look at Burns. Oh, excuse me.
Feel it up here. Flood. Gets some good distance. Kransberg early.
Mark Kemp, he's done well.
And then chips it towards Sumic. Oh, good mark. Hard to take when the ball's coming in, standing flat-footed and some pressure coming from the back.
I reckon he's been great, Sumic, under a lot of pressure today.
It's kick 4. Almost backing back in the end, wasn't he?
Well, actually, the West Coast have done particularly well. OK, they've slowed down a little bit since quarter time, but the point is they've hung in there and they're starting now to go away with the game because Essendon really have thrown everything at them and they've withstood the pressure.
4 goals to Sumic, and that's his 5th. And maybe Don the nail in the coffin at 13-8 to 10-9.
Well, he hasn't played that many games, Peter Sumic. We see there Adrian Burns on screen. He's averaged between 3 and 4 goals a game. Today, 5 goals too. It's a good effort, a good effort. For the year, he's kicked 38 goals and 27 points. Not a good conversion rate.
Well, we saw a look of relief on the face of Mick Malthouse down in the dugout because there was a real chance that Essendon were getting right back into that. That's Lamb receiving from Turley to the full forward line. Hines races out after it. Mitchell White, he's been most impressive too. He can play on the Mainwaring. Mainwaring trying to hook it back in, but has missed to the left.
The beauty about Mitchell White is his composure, Peter. He knows, he looks, he steadies just before he gets rid of the ball, whether it be from hand or foot, he usually finds a player.
The Eagles by 3 goals, and we saw former Richmond star Robert Wiley in the dugout with Mickey Malthouse.
David Flood, Madden the target. O'Donnell misses it. Lamb, Izard. High one, not going very far. Harvey, Pike at the back. No free kick paid. Off the ground, Irving. Langdon, good play there though by Fox to just hold Langdon up. Now Chris Daniher. Oh, again a poor kick. Wanganeen, not much chance here with a couple of taller players at the back now. Mainwaring, high tackle on him, not paid. Harvey spins out of trouble. Did a good job there, gave Spawn half a chance, but unfortunately the ball had too much momentum. And over the line. And with 11 and a half minutes remaining, Don, you just don't know where Essendon are going to get the 3 or 4 goals from. That's the problem, isn't it?
Well, they're actually exactly three goals behind. And yes, where are they going to come from? Because Hurd's down there, hands on hip. He's got a heavily bandaged right knee. Salmon's between he and centre-half forward, and he can hardly walk.
Somerville and Turnbull. Somerville wins it. Kemp.
Oh, in the back.
Not paid. Kransberg has had a good game. It's got O'Donnell inside, gets to him. Pike puts the pressure on. O'Donnell to Hamilton. Can he take a tough mark?
Well done, Matera.
Yes, did it well.
Peter Matera, talented player, has gone short. David Hart, about 4 bites, but he got it. Now he's got the loose man. The Eagles will be off and running here. It's Guy McKenna. The chip pass is on. It's a poor one. Unusual for Guy McKenna, and he kicked it straight to Elenizar. They're fighting hard, the Bombers. I don't think they can do it personally, but you never know. As Turley hooks it out to Matera. They're full of running. Langdon in front of the pack, over the back, Sumic. The chip kick on the right foot across the face and out of bounds on the full. The Eagles lead by 3 goals.
Not a good bounce for Madden. Bailey looked for a free kick. Still Bailey played a terrific game. Daniher's made a few mistakes today. Played on the wing for a while. To Spawn, to Harvey. Now can he get it wide? Again, he couldn't do it. Harvey's made a couple of errors under pressure in this last quarter. Kemp.
He's done well in this last quarter, Hart.
To Hart. Langdon, Izzard. Terrific effort against a man who's about, what, 10 or 11 centimetres taller.
He did one earlier in the game, which is terrific at a critical time.
Still 3 goals in at 87 to 69. Wilson comes over the top. Picked up by Burns. To centre half forward. Somerville tries to knock it on. Irving
to the half-forward line. Dwayne Lamb lopes after it. He gets a shocking bounce. He's caught with the ball. Gets his boot to it. Couple of Essendon players there. Greg Anderson being one of them. Swings onto the left foot, but elects to hand pass instead. Anthony Daniher has got Burns sweeping through the middle. Burns kicks long to the half-forward line. Oh, there's no one there. And Irving, easy as you like, takes the mark. They just haven't got the manpower, Essendon. This is Chris Lewis, captain of the Eagles for the day, with Worsfold out of it. Now he kicks to Hines. Hines versus Madden, and Hines one-handed grabs it, straightens up, slams it through for a goal to the Eagles, and they're home. Hines has kicked his first. The Eagles have kicked their 14. 14-9 plays 10-9.
Well, he used his body just so well then. A lot of players nowadays use their hands, but on that occasion, Hines, watch this, Madden just used his body, edged Madden out, and was able to hold his feet and go on with it. Mitchell White going off, Corey Young coming on.
West Coast has kicked 3 goals in the last quarter. The Bombers haven't been able to manage one. Wanganeen, Pike's tackle good. Lamb tried to get a kick away. Off the ground by Kemp. Burns, probably playing his best game for Essendon today. They've been patient with him. Now Harvey. He's got Somerville loose. He's just got to kick it to him. Didn't see him in the end. Went long and high. Chris Daniher, good mark.
Now playing on the forward line, Chris Daniher started on the half-back flank. Strong mark. Not a big player, but you can see there getting up in front of Lockyer.
From 30 metres out. Drop punt. Has he squeezed it in? He has. Daniher's first goal for the season. And it's 11-9 to 14-9. The Bombers back to 3 goals.
Well, he's a courageous player, Chris Daniher. Had a late start to the season because he had a knee injury in that international game in London last year. And resumed in about round 3 or 4 in the reserves and has just come back into the senior side.
The Bomber fans showing a little bit of voice again.
Well done,
Irving. To the half-forward line. Here's Paul Hamilton, always come back into trouble. Wide hand pass too. Puts pressure on those defenders. Fox, though, gets it out the Wizard. Let's hope they can score another quick one. Towards the half-forward line it goes. Turnbull, sweeping hand pass. He finds Corey Young. A 40-metre hand pass, but in the meantime there was a holding decision against Chris Lewis again, I think.
No. It was Matera and Izzard. It was Matera who laid that strong tackle. Izzard went back and remonstrated, and Matera is the one who got pinged.
Well, down it comes towards Kransberg. He's got to get in a hand pass here. He loses it in the tackle, and it'll be a throw-in at half-forward for the Bombers.
7 minutes left.
Well, they've hung on really well, Essendon, haven't they? I mean,
great performance.
I had the feeling that the floodgates would open at one stage here, but it certainly hasn't. And who knows if they could get another one in the next minute or two. Lamb, O'Donnell's tackle out of play. But West Coast look like they've got all the answers today, like they've had all season. It's been a good match for them because it's been the first time they've been challenged for such a long period in a game for the year. Wanganeen, clever in the end to O'Donnell. Well played. Harvey goes for goal. Great kick. It's a goal. Well, who knows, Don? It's just 2 goals in at 14-9 to 12-9.
12 points the difference. 12 points of difference, and we've got just over 6 minutes left. O'Donnell and a magic kick, a mammoth kick from Harvey. Look at that. 55 metres out.
Bombers will not lie down. They trail by 2 goals and they might go forward again here if Anderson can grab it. He can. He gets it to Fox and here come the Bombers again. Fox to Salmon. Salmon can't do a thing about it. David Hart desperately gets it out with a good hand pass. Guy McKenna wide. He's got loose men everywhere. One of them's Turley. Turley will go outside again. That's Matera. Back to Turley. Turley to the half-forward line. In fact, he kicks it over the half-forward line to the pocket. It's all Essendon across the face of goal. Taken by Flood. He can steady and elect to give it over the top. Oh, danger here, though. Anthony DANIHER. Izard. Fox. Oh, this is great play, Essendon. They've got a loose man out wide in Hamilton if he can get there. The younger and faster Kemp beats him to it. And Kemp goes short and finds Matera.
From centre wing. Goes to Langdon, finds him at the 50-metre line. Well, he's a thumping kick, Langdon. Looked like he was cramped at the end of the third quarter. At his best, he can make this. Goes short, looks for Young, misses him. Burns has got it. Can they counter-punch here, Essendon? Spawn at centre wing. They've got to set it up. If they can get a goal here, there's plenty of time. 4.5 minutes, Somerville. Bailey. This is an important thrust here. Harvey.
Lockyer's left Salmon.
No free kick to Harvey, and the crowd cry blue murder as Lockyer kicks it close to the boundary line.
Good kick. And it's well done by Lockyer because he knew that Salmon couldn't run and he went up and assisted. Left Salmon 30-40 metres behind.
Well, the Bombers are 12 points behind. We wait for the footy to come back. 4 minutes and 23 seconds remaining.
Well, this would be one of the most magnificent victories of all time if they can do it. Very doubtful, of course, with just over 4 minutes left. They need to get a very quick goal. They had a chance a moment ago. Here's Wilson, centre wing. The Eagles go forward again. Corey Young in front. It's thumped away by Burns and over the line.
That's a terrific effort by Burns. We saw how badly injured he was hurt when he got the full front of an Irving kick. He's got up and he's really played well since then.
Simon Madden showing signs of tiredness. He was grabbed in that ruck duel by Langdon, and Simon Madden has been magnificent all day. A wobbly kick to the centre of the ground. They need a mark. It's a mark to Spawn. Time clock ticking down. 3 minutes and 38 seconds left in this game.
Oh no, kick it.
One bounce, high one. Salmon's there. Somerville's there. O'Donnell thought he had it. McKenna, well done. Cransberg kicks the goal. There's only a goal the difference. Unbelievable scenes here. The crowd's erupted, and maybe Don Scott, the great escape, is on.
Oh, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. The West Coast kicked that goal. I thought it was just how far the West Coast, and McKenna here getting onto the ball well. Desperate situation, but cut out by Cransberg. Oh, a goal, a difference. How long? 3 minutes and 14 seconds.
The ball, a new ball coming out. A new ball coming out. 3 minutes and 14. Can this Essendon side get up? It'll be a brilliant victory.
Well, more importantly, can the West Coast hold on?
Well, let's see who gets it out of the centre. Madden. Oh, look at that. He set them alight. Cransberg chasing after it against Matera. Matera had the pace. He chips it to Turley. Can Fox get there with Turley? Oh, they committed themselves, both players. Fantastic stuff. Corey Young gets it to Lewis. A great tackle on Lewis. And the umpire calls play on.
Oh, players throwing themselves in.
Well, the ball out of bounds. Chris Lewis copped a hard tackle.
Oh, Irving hurt.
Hines does the ruck work. Fox to centre wing. Cransberg. Wanganeen off the ground. Well done by Turnbull. Wilson, who's kicked a big goal in the last quarter. Madden again with a hip and shoulder.
And this is what the West Coast got to do. Hold it up on every occasion.
This is the best game I've seen in years.
2.5 minutes left.
Well, it's one of the great games.
Oh, sensational game of football.
14-9 to 13-9. Madden, Langdon gets the tap. Off the ground by Wilson. Izard. Still Izard. Hamilton got a bad bounce. Bailey to Hamilton. Can he crash the tackle? Wanganeen. They run it forward to Cransberg. Back to Wanganeen. Still in play. Kemp's tackle good, now out of bounds.
Just run out of space.
Well, what about a draw? Wouldn't that be a ripper?
1:49.
Yeah, 1:47. The clock ticking down. Can they make one last effort, the Bombers? Here goes Wanganeen. Brought to ground. Is that a free kick? No. Umpire calls play on. Somerville gets it to Danaher. Oh, look at that. A 75-metre kick. Salmon and Hurd, the two walking wounded. And it's kicked out of bounds on the full, I think. No, or was it touched off the boot? It was touched. And the time clock showing 1 minute and 25. And the margin is 6 points.
Irving has injured himself against Somerville. Madden over the top. Quick kick away by Kemp. What an important ball this is between Matera and Hamilton.
Holding.
Matera's free kick. Well, he knew, Don, that once it got to ground, he was in trouble for pace, wasn't he? And look at the Bomber supporters. They've roared today. Langdon on the lead.
Langdon.
Worked hard, got it to half forward. Minute remaining. Langdon. Sumich on the lead. The chance for Hines to kick the goal to finish it all off. The left foot misses, but an important point.
That's as good as a goal.
It should be safe now. 1-2 to Hines, 14-10 to 13-9. And Danaher to bang it back in.
Oh, look at the kick. A beautiful kick to the centre of the ground. Somerville, centre of the pack. Dwayne Lamb over the top to Mainwaring. Here's danger. Mainwaring a high floater in towards full forward. Hines from the back as the flyer. The ball hits the deck. Hines goes to get it again. He's got backup support from Langdon. Langdon back to Wilson. Wilson hooks it back. A long floating kick, but it is out of bounds on the full.
20 seconds.
Time has run out for the Bombers.
But what a sight they've given the 28,000 or so that have packed the place today. The gates were locked before the first bounce. Danaher to centre wing. Madden in the front spot. Still Essendon won't give in. Cransberg. Kemp's tackle good as the seconds are ticking away. And that's going to be it. Eagles remain unbeaten. 14-10 to 13-9. It's 7 on the trot. But Peter McKenna, there were two winners out there today, both clubs, because Essendon today did themselves proud.
I think football was the winner today, Bruce. That was a good old-fashioned clash, and full marks. The Eagles had the great start. They were put under pressure. They came back again, but Essendon also, what a magnificent performance with all those injured players, and they didn't give up at any stage and made it a great contest.
Have you ever heard a Windy Hill crowd give a reception to a losing team as they're giving now?
No, there they are.
They understand what's happened here today. West Coast win by 7 points, 14-10-94 to 13-9-87.